Greetings, and welcome to House of R, a Ringerverse podcast on the Ringer Podcast Network.
I can't believe I'm
Rubin.
here.
We're a clan of three today. This is a pod of three. Best armorer in the galaxy, Joanna Robinson, and the most fabled and accomplished bounty hunter in the Outer Rim or anywhere. It's Damon fucking Lindelof,
It's Damon
folks.
fucking Lindelof.
You outer rimmed me on the right out of the.
It's an honor.
Right out of the gate.
Why didn't you tell me I was the armor? I would have brought something fur trim to wear. I promise.
We don't do helmets in this clan.
No, it's true.
Yeah,
No, it's
we're
tough
not, so
to
we're
hide the
conscious
moneymakers.
about it. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, come on.
You're here to talk about Star Wars with us today, and it's just a thrill, it's a joy, it's a delight. We have a very fun podcast planned. We are here to anticipate the first Star Wars movie since 2019, which is just wild and astonishing. We're going to talk a little Mando Grogu. The Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, right.
Not a movie that I acknowledge.
COVID hadn't even happened yet.
I know. It's a long time ago.
I was at the premiere for episode 9.
Yeah.
And there were human beings, and we were just like,
breathing each other's air.
Hear about what's going on in Italy? Yeah. And it's been that long since.
Unbelievable.
Since there
Unbelievable.
was a Star Wars
We're going to look
movie.
back. We're going to look ahead to this new film that we're finally getting. We're going to do a little mini draft. We're going to answer a few mailbag questions from the bad babies. We're going to do it all right after this. This episode of House of R is presented to you by Target. Calling all trainers. The Pokemon and Target collection celebrating 30 years of Pokemon is almost here, and the lineup is kind of incredible.
A few are sure to be fan faves. Pokemon starter jackets, mystery water-type Pokemon bottles, and even caboodles.
Which feels perfect, because Pokemon has always been about sharing the adventure. And Target is bringing fans together to celebrate that spirit.
The first drop is in store May 2nd, online May 3rd.
With the second drop, June 6th.
Explore now at Target.com.
Joanna, my darling.
Do you guys ever think of doing a title sequence where you're
should we?
jumping off of buildings and whatever you want?
Just laughing, eating salad or something like that?
That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Just mix in.
What kind of buildings? And how would the jumps go? Would we land? Would we be okay?
Yeah, you land, you
holding
land,
hands.
Yeah,
sort of a
gracefully.
Thelma and
What
Louise.
if-
I think it's like you're looking for each other is the premise.
Oh, I like
our
it.
opening
And then at the
credits,
end,
and we find each
you
other.
just jump and high five each other.
What if you have a jetpack and I'm in a little craft?
I don't think
by
he
your
would.
side?
I don't think he would suggest a jump and a high five if he saw us high five on the other podcast we recorded
Did
today.
you miss?
She went for the 10.
Doubles.
Do you guys know the trick? You got to look at the elbow. When you're
Okay.
high-fiving
Yeah.
someone, you look at their elbow. You never miss.
And let's test it.
The problem is she came in with 10 and I thought we were 5-in.
You're right.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Fucking
Man.
5 on 5.
I feel like I could hit a major league fastball right now after getting that tip.
We'll hit the
Let's
cages
go.
right after this.
Let's go. Bring
do
that
it.
high heat. I'm
Absolutely.
fucking ready. Very quickly, programming reminders.
Yeah.
It's a busy time. It's Friend of the Pod month here at the House of R.
Mhm.
You're a friend of the pod. I mean, you always have been, but now like you're actually here.
It's
You're a
It's
friend of the pod.
official.
Yeah, it's
I'm
official
so
now.
excited to be here, guys. I can't believe I'm in the space. Space is great.
Thank you.
Guys,
you.
it's actually bigger in real life than you think it is at home.
Yeah,
It's true.
It's the best.
Did you notice the shroud over there? It's covering a furry that we used at one point on a different podcast. I just wanted to let you know.
I haven't seen that podcast, but I do see
terrifying.
the shroud and was wondering. And
Yeah.
thank you for
You're welcome.
Thank you for
That's the
explaining
mystery.
it.
It's
Yeah.
absolutely terrifying.
It's good.
Nobody brought a Grogu. I can't help but notice. So that feels like an oversight, one that I will rectify when it's time for
I
our
feel
deep
like
dive on the film.
You were the best candidate to
I
do
do
that.
have more than one Grogu at
Is
home.
this a note for yourself?
It is. It's a
Okay.
reminder, filing it away for the movie deep dive next week. I also have placed a pre-order for the animatronic Grogu
Oh,
that will be released in April of 2027.
not in time for Christmas.
A shocking
What? I
time
feel like
frame.
they blew it the first time.
Again, we
Yeah.
have missed the
Infamously.
mark here. Now, it seems hard to make like a Grogu that, as far as I could tell, uses the Force, wields the Force, has a magnet that attaches the blue cookie to his hand.
Oh.
He has all sorts of like, he emotes, he does all this wonderful
Does
stuff.
he vomit like the baby dolls in the
Funny
80s
that
that
you
like
asked that, because that was the
piss themselves?
first. Remember those?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the little toilet,
Yeah.
you turn it upside down.
Yeah.
Those were amazing. First question that Chris Ryan's wife, Phoebe, asked when I texted her about it.
Yeah.
Does he vomit? And I said, I think it depends on how many 360s you do on Navarro.
Other question,
Programming
other fandom.
reminders. Yeah.
No, I'm not getting us back on track. Are you aware of the Minas Tirith Lego set?
What do you think?
Yeah,
Come
but
on. You know my Instagram algorithm.
have
It's
you
like
already ordered it?
sneakers, nerd culture, the Baltimore Orioles, Legos, and like hot dudes walking in gray sweatpants.
Oh, in that order?
No.
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 Yeah, okay.
I've not ordered
It's Orioles first, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's Orioles first.
What if it's an Oriole player walking in sweatpants?
Building Legos.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh my
The
God.
Orioles do build
Wow.
Legos. They have a bunch of nerds, actually a bunch of Star Wars nerds, so they do love a Lego.
I'm aware. They listen to this podcast.
Some of them
Everybody
do.
builds Legos. That's
But-
not just for nerds anymore.
I agree.
What's the price tag on that Minas Tirith Lego set?
I think it is. It's. I want to say 600.
I think it's
less than
$600.
the. I'm sorry. I say AT-AT. I don't know if that's going to be acceptable today.
Is that
I know
with the
AT-AT
tariffs?
is. Probably not. Honestly.
Okay, yeah.
I think the AT-AT set was $800.
$7,000.
I love a Lego, but like I think we're out of space. I think we're out of space in our home for
Oh.
Legos. You've been there. You've seen how many shelves we, two grown adults with no children, have devoted to various Lego sets and helmets and Funko Pops. And I don't know where I would put the Minas Tirith set. I also
But what
have
about the
yet
silver
to build.
trumpets heralding you home to
I know.
Minas Tirith?
I mean, I probably won't be able to resist. Also, I'm sure Adam's getting it for
Yeah,
me.
I'm
He
sure
can't
he
help
is.
himself.
Okay, I'm sorry. We're back on track.
Programming reminders.
Yeah.
What else is coming? We're going to talk about the actual movie in a few days, right?
Mhm.
Once we see it,
We're
that'll be
certainly
great.
not talking about it now.
No, we're having fun.
It's in Schrodinger's box right now.
That's right.
It could be anything.
We haven't seen
We
it.
haven't seen it.
We
Yeah.
haven't seen it.
It's true.
Fantastic to get this primer pod in before we've seen it, because genuinely all we have right now is the hope.
And the hype.
That's all we have.
Is it a new hope?
It's
An old hope?
kind of both.
Hope
Our
writ large.
only hope,
Yeah,
honestly.
only hope. Okay, it's all we got until the Starfighter comes out.
In just a year.
Just
I
a
mean, that's
year.
that's another thing we'll talk about today is we've had this long wait and then now we're back, right? We're getting this movie next year. We get Starfighter. After that, who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows? But for like a minute,
Yeah,
for a minute at least, we're back.
zero.
What else are we
Ahsoka.
covering? Ahsoka in 2027. Unbelievable. 4 years between seasons.
Not a movie though.
No.
Yes.
Sheesh. Joe, what else is coming? And how can people follow along?
What a great question. Listen, you can just subscribe to this podcast. That's something I would suggest you do. You can watch us on YouTube. You can watch us on Spotify. You can find us on social media at House of Our Pod.
That's right. Brand spanking new Instagram and TikTok. Join us there. We're having a blast.
You can email us, hobbitsanddragons@gmail.com. We're going to be covering Spider Noir
That's right.
later this month.
Yep. We're continuing the Christopher Nolan Revisited on the March to the Odyssey.
We're planning. If all went according to plan, we've
already done the Dark Knight. You
Knight.
have heard and watched the Dark Knight pod that we have not currently recorded yet, but will have already
Ooh, I
run.
want to hear that.
But I do
Yeah.
believe Tenet is on the horizon.
Tenet is
Oh,
coming
boy.
soon.
So,
yeah.
Guys, are you recording it backwards?
It's
Now we are.
We probably should. Yeah, maybe Carlos can do some fun stuff in editing, make it impossible for anybody to hear
To
any
hear
of the
it. That
dialogue,
would be
which is
great.
my experience.
If they could
watching
just
Tenet.
muffle the noise, that would be great. Yeah. But anyway, friend of the pod month, and you're here. Friend of the
Yeah,
pod.
God.
fantastic stuff.
So I got and under the wire. We're still early in the month.
No, we
relatively.
would have extended friend of the pod month
Thanks.
Yeah.
until you joined
Is-
us. It would not have been friend of the pod month without you.
I'm not asking. I'm asking for a friend, not of the pod.
Yeah.
Is there a tier above friend of the pod? Is there some sort of donation I could make to
Best friend of the pod,
That's what I'm talking about.
BFF
That
of the
sort
pod is what you're
soulmate
aiming
of the
for.
pod.
Right.
Let's just say this: nobody else has gotten
Chosen one.
the first house of our water bottle. That's right, the chosen
Oh.
one. Yeah,
And the two of you are just of the pod,
that's
right?
exactly
That's
right.
what you ascend to.
We are a dyad in the force.
You really are.
I think we are.
The son and the daughter, I think.
Oh,
But,
wow. Mortis Hive. Look at you.
I think bequeathing you that bottle, which is like
Great use of
tantamount to a lightsaber,
I
makes
asked-
you
I
a
asked for a
chosen one of
House
the
of
pod.
our branded
You did.
water bottle.
You
Yeah.
did.
I meant like a plastic bottle with the cheap label on
Sure.
it. And then I got this bad boy.
Yeah.
Incredible.
With
And
my
good
name on
luck.
it.
I'm sleeping with this thing. It's
It
under
is
my
a great
pillow.
looking water bottle.
Treasure it.
You will
Fantastic
not-
stuff.
I got it. It's one
It's
of
yours.
two right now.
Chosen
It
one.
is.
And I said I might
Rule
be
of two?
selling it on eBay. Might
Well,
be, depending on.
I mean, how did the rule of two go for the Sith, honestly? We should probably get some more of those.
What do you
It
think people
never
will
goes
pay
well.
more for, a Minas Tirith Lego set or that water bottle? It's a
That's
great
only one way
question.
to find out.
Great
only one way
question.
to find out. Okay, what's the spoiler warning for today? If it happened in The Mandalorian, a television show called The Mandalorian, seasons 1 through 3, it could come up today.
or Book of Boba Fett.
If it happened in Book of Boba Fett episodes 5, 6,
Yes.
and 7,
Mhm.
it could come up today. And if it's happened anywhere in Star Wars, it could come up today. Again, we've not seen The Mandalorian and Grogu. We will, though, however, be talking about things we've seen in trailers, a couple of these little 50-second, minute-long clips they've released.
Some
That's
people
all
have
fair
seen
game.
30 minutes of the movie.
Not us.
Not us.
Not I.
Not us.
Fucking
I have seen
invited.
the last 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, great.
And only.
You want to spoil that right now?
Maybe at the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's our stinger
Just
today.
whisper it into
Yep.
the water bottle. If it's on Wikipedia,
That's
we
right.
might talk about it.
That's right. Okay. Any other intro statements?
I think we should just do a podcast.
I think we should as
That's
well.
my thought.
Fantastic
What are we
stuff.
waiting for?
Here's how it's going to go. We're going to open with some talk about Star Wars movies and the Mandalorian and Grogu. Things we're anticipating, what's on our mind. Then we are going to do a mini draft, Star Wars duos. This is going to be like a micro draft, right? It's 3 people. We'll have 5 categories. So it's going to be a quick one. The old Bobby Baratheon quick one.
Quick one. Mallory has promised it's going to be
Chill, mellow,
cool,
fun, cool.
relax.
But then Damon came in and was like, I'm going to fucking win. And I
Damon likes to
I
win.
like
I
the
didn't
energy.
say that. I just said I didn't want to lose.
Don't
and
worry.
sometimes those
I
two
usually
things
lose.
are the same things.
You can aim straight for the middle.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I'd be happy with that.
There you go.
Great.
I'd be happy
We all
with
have
that.
our roles to play.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And then we'll do the mailbag at the end, and who knows where it will go in between. If anybody's hungry,
I sure don't.
we can Postmates the entire Grogu menu from Burger King.
Have you seen this thing?
I saw that there was a Grogu menu.
Yeah.
in
I
a
hit up the
commercial
Ringerverse group
during
chat
the
today.
NBA game.
That's right.
And
Did you immediately think I need to try it all?
I need to try some. I need to try the Whopper with the green bun.
What about the shake?
Yeah.
The blue cookie shake looks
Mostly
great.
we're afraid of the nugget situation.
The
'cause
tots.
the tots, which
Yeah.
are shaped like nuggets.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
And they're full of cheese and ranch. And that just sounds really
Let's ask him
upsetting.
what we were
there's
debating
ranch
earlier.
in it.
Yeah.
I'm not a ranch fan.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Do you
Joanna
guys
thinks
ever think that Burger King has like market research with like 8-year-olds,
Mhm.
and then one of them is like, "What you should do is you should put ranch in it,"
Probably.
and then they just were like, "We're going with
And they're
that."
going to make
idea.
a fortune,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah, except instead of an 8-year-old, it was a 5-year-old. His name's
Yeah.
Grogu. And he went,
Guys, can I tell you something? If I tell you something, will you judge me?
no, this is a safe
I have
space.
ranch in me right now.
Really?
Yep.
What, did it come to you via, was
It
the
was
vessel
actually in the
a cheddar
Spotify
tot?
bathroom.
Oh.
There's Advil,
Yeah.
Tylenol,
Shout wipes.
Yeah.
shout wipes,
Little
and just
hairbrushes?
containers, just
Yep.
ranch, and I just did a shot.
You downed
Also,
it.
if you use one of those toothbrushes that are in there, there's just powdered ranch on the toothbrush.
They are pre-sauced, as
Yeah,
we
they
have
are
discussed
pre-sauced.
before. I find it distressing.
The first time I opened one and powder came out, I was like, "What's happening?" And then I found
And then you
out.
brush your teeth.
Yeah.
Technology.
Yeah.
Can I start with a
Please.
to ask Damon to settle the debate that we've been having about?
We're just
Grogu?
going right in.
Yeah, it's not
Let's
on the
do
notes.
it.
We're just going to go in.
Great.
Is it a good name? Is that the debate?
Is
Oh.
Grogu?
Would like to hear your opinion on that as well.
Oh God. Yeah. Okay.
Is Grogu a character or an accessory?
Oh my God. He's absolutely a character.
Thank you, Damon.
Tell me about his character arc.
Outrageous.
What has he learned? How has he changed? How is he growing?
We're not gonna. So here's what I'm gonna tell you.
'Kay.
If you're gonna use the Joseph Campbellian
Uh-huh.
sort
Sure.
of or save the
Mallory's
cat
favorite.
bullshit on me, I want to remind you of something that I'm sure you're very well aware of, which is that a traditional character arc, say Luke Skywalker's character
Mm-hmm.
arc, which is, we meet him as a teenager
Yeah.
and let's take him just to the end of Jedi, although it goes all the way until he's a
Digitally
hologram-
resurrected.
Yeah, digitally resurrected. Well, no, I mean, that's still, but I'm
Yes,
just saying
yes.
his arc
Yeah.
ostensibly ends when he dies, but then continues on beyond that. But
Right.
all of those things, and we can say, okay, that's a reasonable character arc. Grogu's character arc,
Mhm.
because time,
Mhm.
because
That's right.
he's such a baby.
It's a baby.
It's moving so much slower.
Mhm.
So where he is in his arc
Mhm.
is where Luke would have been around the time that the Obi-Wan series is happening.
Mhm.
He's just hanging out, drinking blue milk
Mhm.
Yeah.
with Owen and Beru.
Yeah.
So just because his arc is not, it's like watching a turtle move.
Mhm.
You have to put it on fast forward to have any sense of its motion. So the arc is happening
Sure.
and he is a character.
Very slowly.
But imperceptibly.
Sure.
I mean, it's possible that all three of us will be dead before he reaches a moment of great peril
Right.
in his
Wow.
arc. Although he has had multiple ones.
I mean, we've seen him in the literal crosshairs before.
You're one of
I would argue-
our literally favorite writers.
I would argue
Yes.
he chooses
Thank you.
to be
That's exactly
a
right.
Mandalorian.
This is exactly
and not
right.
a Jedi.
He rejects Luke's bullshit.
He's like, this is boring.
Uh-huh.
First off, it's only the two of us. Secondly, your stories.
And
I've
you're
heard them
intuiting all
Yeah.
of that from some gurgling and cooing
Let me
and babbling.
Listen, I've been thinking about this
for years since I first brought it up.
Non-stop since you just fucking sucker punched me with this on the pod.
Carlos, our producer, agrees with me. Okay,
so I will pose this to Carlos, and he can voice of God his way in as well. But I pose this to you, my dear friend, creative partner.
Yeah. Soulmate.
Dare I say creative soulmate. Yeah. How much of this prompt, how much of this query is a reasonable, I think, response to season 3's real misuse of Grogu
definitely
versus
inspired
the
by
entire.
It's definitely inspired by season 3, but here's the issue I have whenever you, my beloved creative partner, argue he's just a baby. I'm like, then we're arming a baby. We're putting armor and on a baby and weapons in the hand of a baby.
We watched him force choke in season 1.
You just made a compelling argument for why we're correct, which is an accessory can't accessorize.
Accessory can definitely accessorize.
Oh, no, how so?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Put a pink gun wrist rocket on a fucking
because your Barbie can have different outfits.
But Barbie's not an accessory.
Barbie is definitely
a character.
Well, Margot Robbie's a character, but the Barbies that I had as a kid was an accessory.
There's 50 Barbies in that movie.
If Joanna had her way, we never would have had Barbenheimer.
Don't drop me like that.
She's not.
The Lizzo leap. Using IG-11 as like a race car. I think that those are good faith critiques. And season 3, in a number of respects, really lost the thread, of course. I think that that's different from saying that he's always been a prop and accessory as opposed to a character, because what is a character, right? There's a journey of discovery. There's an arc. There's growth.
I just think a problem that The Mandalorian has is they don't know what to do with this incredible idea they had, which is to have a baby Yoda. Which they said don't call Baby Yoda, but Baby Yoda, incredible idea. We all love it. Give him a dad. Great. Yeah. We love it. Pedro Pascal, we love him. It's great. And now they're like, now what? We're not sure. We're afraid to make him talk. We're afraid to make him more complex, because if he becomes more complex, then he's not the really cute pushing plastic toy that he is. So so narratively, over the course of a television show, it's hard to have a character that you want in so much stasis unless you're making Rizzoli and Isles. Like it's hard, you know?
Oh, wow. Rizzoli and Isles.
Sheesh. She went there.
Yikes.
She went there.
No, I mean, like if you're making
interestingly enough, they're my wild card. So
they're my love interest.
Yeah, okay, go on.
No, if you're making a procedural, you don't want the character to change, right? That you're invested in the character not changing very much.
Is changing. I think that the choices that he makes, the fact that he doesn't speak and that he can convey and emote so much with his shining, gleaming, glistening eyes and his rosy cheeks and the movement of his ears. It's very, as we've talked about many times, very like cat-coded, even like droid-coded in a way, you know, the ability to transcend language to forge such a deep bond. And I do think that the moments, I mean, seasons 1 and 2 are so superior to season 3 that like, it
On
is.
this we all agree.
And that was 19 and 20. Right? So like, I understand sitting here in the year of our Lord 2026 and saying like, it's been a minute since I felt like they totally knew what to do with Grogu. But I think that the sins of season 3, Grogu receding in season 3 to make room for, and to like be clear, I'm a Bo-Katan head, love Bo in the animated, but the desire
in terms of
use,
accessories, I would rather have Grogu than the Darksaber.
I love the Darksaber, and I'm still fucking pissed about that.
The criteria for a character, especially in Star Wars, it's a high bar for it to be the completion of an arc, or even evolution, or even change.
I don't need a completion.
You know, I would just say like,
in progress.
There's like C-3PO.
Wow.
What's his arc?
I mean, God.
He's a great character.
He is a great character.
And you just want him to keep on C-3POing. I mean, here we have a situation where the Olsen twins can be perpetually cute, adorable Olsen twins. They don't have to grow up or anything. And I can guarantee you, that's a personal experience in this. The fandom is like, we want to hear what Grogu has to say. We want him to start talking. You know, and then as soon as you do it, if he's basically like, what if I will tell you what happens in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah. The Gettysburg Address.
He looks up at Din and he just goes, what's up?
Yeah.
And that,
those are his first words.
Directed by Jon Favreau. That's it.
Is it just what's up, or is it like a Budweiser, like what's up?
What's up?
I don't want to spoil that for you.
Okay, thank you. It's all about the execution.
Yeah. He might say, he's going to say a word.
Not in this movie.
Yes.
No, I don't think
so.
What's the word going to be? Cookie? If it's Cookie, I'll allow
It's going to be dad or father or daddy, whatever
Dada,
cut
Dada.
of the Odyssey trailer he watched.
I hope it's funny and it is like
Pining
Cookie
for
or
a
like,
daddy.
I want,
Pining for a daddy.
Yeah.
That would
Wait
be
till my
great.
dad comes
He
home.
goes full Pattinson and Holland. That would be iconic.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Grogu has trauma. Right, he has PTSD, those Order 66 flashbacks, incredibly moving and riveting stuff. He makes choices. And like we've talked, I agree. I think the main one to point to
Like
is
to
the
run
Luke
away.
decision.
That's
Yes.
a choice.
What about when Din is in peril in Mandalore and Grogu just like gets in his craft and goes to find Bo-Katan and bring her back? He expresses terror, desire, hunger.
Mhm.
I mean, could a prop or an accessory nearly end Frog Lady's line?
If it's hungry enough.
It feels a little ageist.
Oh.
Interesting.
That's all.
But because he's old, because he's 53, or because he's young, because
I
he's
will
like
say,
equivalent to
I
a
think we can all
5-year-old.
agree on this.
Yeah.
Star Wars doesn't do kids great.
Mm-hmm.
The least interesting version of Anakin, the least interesting
Are you an
version of
angel?
Leia. You know,
For sure.
Like, and so Grogu is still technically. I mean, what's the math? But he's 5.
He's I think so because he's 50 in season 1 of The Mandalorian. Right?
Everyone in this banquet had a lot to say at 5. I can guarantee you.
Yes.
And I
It's
would
true.
listen to a podcast of you two 5-year-olds.
I was a real smart
just
ass
shooting
at
the shit
5.
about juice boxes.
Oh man,
God, would
I
I?
love Capri Sun. Would have been a Capri Sun. I think maybe a Sunny Delight.
Someone needs to get an AI generated 2 of you as 5-year-olds.
It's not welcome on this podcast.
Yes. I want to commission it, make
not
it happen.
Yoda lived to 900. So what we don't know, because we've got Yoda, we've got Yaddle, despite Yaddle's erasure in the Mandoverse, we have Yoda and Yaddle and now Grogu. We know Yoda's age. Is that standard for members of their species? We don't have enough information to say so, but let's just assume it is. It basically means that the lifespan is like 10 times-ish a human lifespan. So Grogu is about the equivalent of a 5-year-old kid. That tracks to me other than the absence of speaking, but he's repressed.
Here's what
He was hiding his
He's
powers.
gotten a lot of training.
Here's
and
what
I've been trained by 5 to.
Yeah,
Here's
what
what I
Luke was like. It's
anticipate.
like he's
Toilet.
remembering.
In this movie, he will begin and end the same. That's what I think in this movie. And that's fine. I'm just saying it presents a problem, I think, when you're trying to make compelling television. And I know I'm saying this next to the person who's made the most compelling television, but
Yes, I've made some compelling television.
I think it presents a problem, and that's because they don't want him to change. And so they don't know what to do with him.
Follow-up question,
Yeah.
asked in good faith. What about the change that he instills in others? Genuinely asking this, right? Like Din is a radically different
Yes.
character because of
Din
Grogu's
Djarin
impact
has grown
on him.
as a father,
Because of his
as a person. Yes.
relationship to the character
Yeah.
Grogu.
To a really cute accessory.
I gotta say, I think Grogu is one of the most important creations in the history of mankind. And he has made an impact on my life that I cherish and am grateful for. And I really hope this movie's good.
I also hope that for you. I do.
He's going to be adorable no matter
He's
what.
so cute.
He
And I
will be
feel like-
adorable.
and I feel like I don't want to see him as a teenager. And he'll be a teenager for like
Yeah.
120 years.
No,
That's
the,
right.
the
Like,
problem is,
we can
nor
just
do
skip
I.
right over that.
I don't really want to see like the Teen Groot version of.
Although I like Teen Groot.
Me
I
too,
mean, I
Teen
like Teen
Groot
Groot,
ruled.
but I don't want to see that inside of the Mandalorian. So I feel stuck as well because I don't want him to change, but I also think that puts you in a tight corner narratively. That's all I want to say. Thank you so much for letting me derail the podcast.
No, it's
No,
okay. It's a good.
It's not derailed.
It's a great argument.
We're here to discuss things we love.
Wait,
and things
guys,
that
I was
am
very-
I an accessory right now?
I was very certain that
I am,
Damon
yes.
would be on Mallory's side, given
I'm
the
thrilled.
tenor of our text
I'm
messages.
absolutely thrilled.
I was very certain.
I have a low bar for characters in Star Wars. Not in terms of what I expect of them. Like,
Oh, interesting.
some
I don't
of
know
them-
that that's true.
I just want Bib Fortuna to keep fortuning, you know? Like
Wow.
I don't want Salacious Crumb to have misgivings.
Nor do I, but I'm not going
Yeah.
to go see a movie called Mando and Salacious Crumb.
Yes, you
I
would.
would.
Yes, you would. You would be there on
I would see a
opening
movie
night.
just called Salacious.
Oh my
with an
God, me too.
exclamation
I
mark.
would see it because it's literally my
Salacious,
job to
a
see
crumb
it.
story.
Mhm.
I'm in.
It's
I
not
am.
bad.
What is it? Do the kids say I'm seated or I'm sat? I keep forgetting. Which one is it?
I can't
so
help you.
old and washed.
I can't
think
help
they
you.
say I'm
I'll
sat.
ask you
I'm sat.
this. Why
Yeah.
does Salacious Crumb get a last name and Grogu doesn't and
Well,
Yoda doesn't?
Grogu Djarin?
And Yaddle
Now
doesn't.
he's Din Grogu, which
Yeah.
is
Din
still
Grogu,
I
that's
feel
right.
like that still
Oh, right.
doesn't totally make
Okay,
sense.
because
Because everyone else calls him Din.
Yeah, well, and because like
It should be like
Paz,
of
Vizsla,
Din.
Bo-Katan, Kryze, like we have the structure of the Mandalorian surname, and that's not it. But maybe that's because that was Din's name before he was a
In the
foundling.
before times.
Yeah, we solved it. Look at that. Look at us.
Maybe he
Workshopping
has a
ideas
last
in
name
real
and
time.
just nobody ever asked him.
Nobody
I mean,
even
It's probably
bothered.
that.
how do we even know his name is Grogu? It's just
Ahsoka sensed it
No, I
through the
know
Force.
Ahsoka says
You
it.
think he renamed himself? He's like, I'm going to just
Who
like
named him?
a rebrand. Maybe it's a post-Order 66 rebrand.
Yeah.
And he decided it
Well,
should
can
be
we
Grogu.
get Ahsoka back to find out what his last name is? That's
Yeah.
my question.
It's
Sweet baby
Berkowitz.
Grogu. Grogu Berkowitz.
That's the end of the last 5 minutes.
Oh my God. Where was he bar mitzvahed?
And what was the theme?
I'll
Yeah.
get back to you on that.
I think his theme would have been much like mine, something snack food related. Mine was Jello, as
Oh,
you
yeah,
know.
sure.
Jello
I do
and
know
Good
that.
Evening. I wiggled and jiggled my way through Mallory's bat mitzvah. So I think Grogu would have done
You
something
told me
about
that your
cookies,
theme was
frogs.
Jello so many times
Yeah.
without saying that you said Jello and Good Evening.
Jello and Good Evening was like there was a sign when you
Wow.
walked in, and both
And
New
is
people.
Lord-
that, is
New
that what
Lord
you
drop.
signed? There was like a hanging Sharpie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and then there was like a picture board also that
Mhm.
people signed. The place setting things were Jello cups.
That I
all
knew.
of which I ate
I know
to clean.
I know
and put tissue paper inside
everything
of.
else except for Jello and Good Evening, which is
Yeah, most people
the
gave away
most important
t-shirts.
part.
I gave away boxer shorts, and there was a Jello mold on the ass,
Yeah.
and it said I wiggled and jiggled
Yes.
my way through Mallory's bat mitzvah. By the way, parents never sent me to Hebrew school. I was just like, my friends are making bank. I'm
Yeah.
really jealous. Like an aggressive year of tutoring. Got in, got out.
That's how you do it. That's how.
Bought a MacBook. Wasn't compatible with the Baltimore County public school system. Had to get rid of it.
what makes a good Star Wars movie.
Yeah. Great question.
The Mandalorian and Grogu. First movie since 2019, as we said. So yeah, like when you're thinking about the experience in the theater, at home, when you revisit it over time, when you saw it for the first time, like before we talk about this movie more particularly, what makes a Star Wars movie work for you? What are you looking for in a Star Wars
We're
movie?
distinguishing between a Star Wars TV show.
Yes.
Yes.
Like
Movie
we're very specifically saying movie.
Mhm.
Yeah. You obviously can say what works for you in Star Wars in general, but for a movie, because that's of course part of this discussion, right? Is that this was a television show for 3 seasons, and now it is a film.
Now Favreau's like, it has nothing to do with that TV season that we broke. That's the line he's going with now. So.
Well, by answering that question, I'm not saying that The Mandalorian does not have this as a TV show. In fact, we all
Right,
know that
sure.
it does sometimes.
Mhm.
But I think scale is probably
Mhm.
the whether you're talking about the cinematic approach to it and the set pieces, but more importantly, sort of like the sense that this is a bigger story than some of the side quest stories. It has at least the energy of like a Mando finale in
Yeah,
terms of
yeah.
we are moving the bar in a significant way. I would have said, if not for the existence of Rogue One,
Mhm.
that it needs to advance the story and the mythology forward. Like I need to learn something
Yeah.
new inside the canon. And I wouldn't say that while Rogue One is definitely one of, if not close to my favorite Star Wars movie
Yeah.
in terms of when I experienced it for the first time,
Yeah.
the fate of the characters was assumed.
Mhm.
But then when it came, it still felt,
Yeah.
I was still emotionally
Yeah.
very, very deeply into it. And more importantly, it elevated the original
Mhm.
trilogy when I
For
watched
sure.
it again. And of course, then we get Andor.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And again, we know what his fate is. And so like all
Yeah.
that stuff, there is a sense of discovery inside the canon, even though it's not moving the story forward per se. But yeah, bigness is a big part of it. And then I feel like the emotion,
Yeah.
the feels that you get at the end of the thing, they have to be like 5x
Yeah.
what the feels you get watching it on the small screen would be.
Mm.
That's my expectation.
High bar.
Especially like after all this time.
Yeah.
So like,
Do
we
you
can't-
do you anticipate that from this movie,
Um,
Mandalorian and Grogu?
I
5-time feels.
I don't know if that's what they're going for. I mean, I think that the promise of the title
Yeah.
is that I don't think, again, I'm not going to pre-criticize, but I
No.
think like if it's just some version of some schmuckbaity version of one of them's going to die
Yeah.
and then the other one saves them at the 11th hour, like that is not what I'm talking about. But there's some, like, we've already done the breakup and the comeback together.
Right.
So it can't be that, right? It can't be we're parting ways or we're separating. But I do think the idea, because it's a movie, like, it needs to end in a way that feels closer to Empire than Jedi. That would be my hope. And I don't know, I don't think there have been formal plans announced of when the next Mandalorian installment is going to be.
No.
But I also haven't heard that this is the end of the Mandalorian story.
Right.
So therefore, it needs to end in kind of a satisfying way, not like Empire, which was kind of a cliffhanger. We knew that it was the second movie in a trilogy.
Right.
But at the same time, you know, you get Luke with his arm around Leia, like, looking out at space. Han is in carbonite, fucked. But it does feel like a completed story that is about to continue. And I'm guessing we're going to get that kind of energy. And I just hope that it's not like one of those characters is in jeopardy.
Yeah.
And also, I anticipate possibly, and I won't be disappointed if this doesn't happen, but the onboarding of a new character inside of this movie that that is hopefully maybe an old friend from the Filoni canon, but also potentially as exciting as Grogu was when he first showed up, which is like, oh shit, now this.
Right.
And that's the other thing that I think that you need from a movie is there needs to be like an addition. You need to get Joe Pesci into Lethal Weapon, you know, like arguably horrible. But
something.
Yeah, but something.
Yeah.
Memorable.
Yeah, but something.
The way that they're selling this movie, we haven't seen it.
No.
I don't know any details, if they're hiding the ball on some major reveal and they've only shown us like the first, half of the movie in the trailer or something like that. But I feel like they're just trying to sell like a rip-roaring good time adventure.
Yes.
And they're aiming for something much lighter and adventurous in tone. And I will not be disappointed. It will not be unexpected to me if this just feels like a large-scale episode of The Mandalorian. And I won't be mad about it because that's what I expect of it.
Yeah.
And so that's where I'm setting my expectation.
Yeah, I think this is like fascinating because some of it is what are you bringing to it? Like, people who really loved certainly season one. I mean, we'll talk about some of the moments and episodes that we think are maybe most emblematic of what The Mandalorian does at its best. And I'll spoil for you that like both my picks, perhaps controversially, I don't know, come from season 2, which is actually my favorite season. I know a lot of people say season 1 is their favorite.
My pick is from season 2.
Yeah, I just think season 2 is like astonishingly accomplished and also the best case version of widening the world and trying to connect the universe while still maintaining a central focus on your core characters and their relationship and their story. That calculus is wacky in season 3 and lost, right? But the movie, and who knows, with like the whispers about what was the original intention and what was tweaked, and right, it was going to be season 4 and then it became a movie. It feels like it's at least semi-credible to say that at some point this was going to be more of a like connected universe Ahsoka Thrawn fest. And now it's much more, yes, and now it's much more, let's rediscover that season 1 spirit of our buddies on their adventure, which I don't think is wrong or bad. I do think that it has introduced among like our big pick brethren, talk about friends of the pod, a little bit of a, is this actually just a season of television that they're putting on the big screen? Now, I not only won't mind that, because I love television, I think in some ways it would be welcome if it meant that it felt like a TV show because it had the room to center the bond that we're invested in and give a shit about. However, to Damon's point, I agree, like when you're sitting, I mean, Star Wars is a one of one in terms of like what you are hoping you get when you walk into a movie theater. In all directions in terms of the outcome. When it's good, you are levitating and transcending to a different place of fandom and existence, right? It's like one of the most fulfilling and rewarding experiences as a fan and a moviegoer. When it lets you down, it breaks your heart, right? And so I think that it has to give you that feeling, not only one-to-one of like, I care about these characters and I get to see them, look at what they're doing. It's grand, it's big, it's vast, their scope, their scale, there's an adventure. but it also has to give you that, like, I think, feeling of community. Like, Star Wars is so special when it's shared, you know?
That's what, when the first question, what makes a good Star Wars movie? To me, my experience watching it in theaters, and I saw, you know, the prequels in theater, and that was about lining up. And even if we were disappointed, we were all disappointed together, et cetera, et cetera. And then the sequel trilogy, you know, and I love Force Awakens.
It's the title of my autobiography. We were all disappointed together. Yeah.
But I would go to, like, often premieres for the sequel trilogy or for Rogue One. And then I would go opening night to go see it with, like, everyone else in the theater because I wanted to see it with people who were so excited to see it. And I would see them multiple times in the theater. Force Awakens, I think I saw like 8 times in the theater because it was just such a joyous experience to hear people gasp when Han and Chewie show up, or, you know, when the fighters show up.
They hadn't seen the trailer.
I mean, but still,
right, yes.
you know, or to coo over BB-8 or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Or, like,
I do love BB-8.
And this is going to be controversial because a lot of people don't like this movie, and that's fine. But the silence, the pin drop silence in the theater for the Holdo maneuver is one of the coolest things that's ever happened to me inside of a movie theater.
One of my all-time movie theater moments.
So that's part of a Star Wars movie experience to me, is that communal shock and awe.
What would you think would happen if you walked up to Laura Dern in the wild and basically said what you just said? Do you think she'd go, "What are you talking about?"
Like a real Gwyneth Paltrow.
I
don't know,
was
I'm in that movie.
If you were just basically like Holdo maneuver bitching, what would she say? I think she'd be like, "What? I think you've gotten me confused with somebody else."
I mean, that would be tragic. She knows that
she was Holdo, but like, anyway, I think you make a really good point, Joe, because I went and saw the Stranger Things finale in a theater.
Right. Yeah.
And my experience watching it was like, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And then I walked out and it was like, online was like doing the thing that it does.
Yeah.
But I think that, like, the communal experience of everybody being there together, and that was a scenario where it was a pitched anxiety of who's going to live and who's going to die. Yeah. And I think that if I had been watching Steve's fall at home by myself, I would have been like, lame. But in the theater, when people were screaming and then cheering when he was okay, I was like, oh, this is how I'm feeling about it too. Yeah. So you get, it's like going to see live comedy. Like,
it's contagious.
You're laughing hysterically. And so I do, but I would say that the bar should be a little higher here. Than, hey, the finale of Mando is showing at your local AMC, go buy a ticket. It has to kind of be its own thing. And I think, like, obviously A Comp is the X-Files movie, which is, it sort of was like, where, you know, the story wasn't complete. Mulder and Scully are going to get it on. Mm-hmm. We're gonna give you some core mythology answers, and it's going to and it's also going to be its own story, but it's an alien story that kind of connects into some of the other stuff. And we're going to have big, huge set pieces that we could never, ever do in Vancouver or LA when they move back. And so I think that when we saw the Super Bowl ad, everybody's sort of lament was, I'm definitely going to see it, but it feels like an episode, even with the big AT-ATs falling. It better not be. And I'm kind of with you guys where I'm like, I'm cool with it just being a great 90-minute episode of Mando. But I guess I would say, what does a 90-minute episode of Mando look like? Because I've never seen one. That, like, I'll be honest with you, sometimes at like 42 minutes, I'm like,
it's dry.
Why are we still doing this? Yeah.
So but John's a great writer and Dave knows what he's doing. And so I think it's, you know.
I think it might feel like 3 episodes of Mando.
Yeah.
I'm guessing high 80s on RT. That's my call.
I mean, high 80s I think that would be a win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? That feels like a positive narrative around the film. If it's like, especially because of all the box office consternation, you know, which I guess is like leveled out a bit, but.
Also, they've done a good level set on, you know, on what they expect it to do. And like, and I think that it's poised to overperform because it is a family movie. Yeah. And I just think that all the people who are grumbling about not being super duper excited about it are going to wake up next Wednesday morning and be like, oh,
Chris
that's
Ryan,
this weekend?
Who has said into the microphone, I will not see that movie. I won't do it. It's going to be there on night 1. You know it.
I don't know about night one, but he'll be there opening weekend, I think.
He will be there opening weekend.
He will be there at 11 a.m.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
That's probably true with Amanda's son.
I'm not that stressed. Like, I'm not that stressed about like other people at the Ringer thinking this is a bad idea. Like, who cares? That it's not for them. You know what I mean?
This is exactly. I'm glad you said that. I wanted to talk about that for a minute because,
let me just say though, will it suck if there aren't any hot takes to be had? Like, if it's just a fastball. That
if it's just this is fine.
If it's just if the only hot take is I loved it, I found it subpar versus it made a move or two
right. Well,
that like we either like or we don't like Ryan's movie, which is like love it or hate it.
Love.
That we're still talking about it, which is what I have always believed that Star Wars needs to try.
No, and I agree. And I just don't, I think they're so scared right now.
Yeah.
All of Hollywood is scared right now that they want the easiest, like blandest win that they can get. That's what I think.
Yeah, but Hollywood wants weapons. It doesn't want bland. It's never wanted.
Okay. I agree. I just think that I'm just tempering my own expectations, I guess.
Yeah.
But I would
only
rather,
one of us drafted a third in the third round of the annual hype draft.
No, but I would rather, of course, a Star Wars movie that swings and misses. I would rather it experiment. I would rather an Andor, obviously, that hits but is really trying something than a show that feels like it was made scared.
We know that we're going to get cameo porn.
Yeah,
like it's basically like on your bingo card. Are we going to see Timmy O? Like, are we? Like,
I hope so.
Oh yeah, but it's sort of like, is Cara Dune going to show up? Like, is that what Healing That Rift was about? Did they go and grab a piece? Like, are we going to get some version of Endgame where people standing in front of green screens are all there in the final battle and like because I do think like that I would be okay with. I would be okay with whatever the third act set piece is like fucking Bill Burr, like.
I mean,
that would be
Miggs Mayfield is welcome always. He's been great in both of his episodes.
Yeah.
He's been fantastic. Well, that's one of the things I wanted to ask you guys about, actually, is that aspect of nostalgia, like how much we want this to be nostalgic or fresh, both like across Star Wars, but also inside of The Mandalorian. Because I think what you've identified there is more like Mando-specific nostalgia, and that feels like more welcome
versus
to me
digitally de-aged Luke. Well,
as you know, I loved that in both Mando and Boba Fett. Not the digital de-aging part, but just like, I thought there was something, putting those episodes and those moments in Boba was absurd, obviously. But like, when Luke showed up in the season 2 finale, I felt as alive as I've ever felt. I was still like, will it be Ezra? And it wasn't. But then we got Ezra eventually with his crab claws. I think that there's something about like clarity of intention and vision, right? Because like we love Last Jedi. Rise of Skywalker is, I think, like genuinely like a crime and a scandal because it's cowardly to cow to your bad faith fans and be afraid to execute a bold and specific vision. So if Mando is like, we want to rediscover the root of what this story was always supposed to be and what worked and what was good and what people loved, I think there's kind of like a nobility actually in recalibrating around the thing that was viable. Star Wars should be a big tent and it should be welcoming, but Andor worked, to your point, because it was utterly specific and had clarity of vision. And it's not for everyone.
The thing about Star Wars is the fandom is too large now to please them all. And so I don't think, like, what Lucasfilm wants is a trilogy of films, that are just going to make $1 gajillion and everyone's going to love them. But I actually think the Star Wars fandom is too big, has spent too much time with too many different strains of, the books or the animated shows or whatever the case may be, that there is no pleasing all of them. And so I think what will stand the test of time is something like Andor or something like The Last Jedi, which is just like, it's not widely pleasing, but it endures in a way that The Rise of Skywalker has not.
Like, I think that some people are watching to use the Super Bowl trailer to go back to that. Like, I think some people are like, this is just clearly, I think there's the critique of this feels too commercial or like nakedly craven in terms of chasing the almighty dollar. Like, I don't know. It's like I think this seems like it's a movie for kids. I'm like, that's fine.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Like, that's okay. Like, a Star Wars movie that's for kids or for families, I think that's really exciting, actually. And
that was my education around the prequels. When I went to see the prequels when I was in 18, and I hated them. And then I met the generation that grew up with them, and they're like, "No, that's pod racing. We love those movies," you know. And so it's just sort of like, okay, that was for you, and it wasn't for me at that time. So I know it was also for you, but that's okay.
I know this sounds so reductive, but it's also true, which is the movie just needs to be great and give you feels. And I was completely and totally out on Rogue One as a premise. And as I've already stated earlier, it's sort of like, holy shit, this movie is fucking amazing. I care about these people, even though I know what the outcomes are ultimately going to be. You whatever process they went through in order to get the end result, I thought was a triumph. And so I'm like, that's me being wrong. And just to talk about the bantha in the room, I was fired off of a Star Wars movie. So asking me, they asked me, what do you think a Star Wars movie should be? And I said, here's what it should be. And they said, great, you're hired. And then 2 years later, I was fired. And so I was wrong, at least through that prism. But what we were attempting to do, my partner, Justin Britt Gibson and Raina McClendon and I, what we were attempting to do was to have this conversation in the movie, which is to say there is a force of nostalgia and there is a force of revision, and they are at odds with one another. And let's do the Protestant Reformation inside Star Wars. And it didn't work.
Sounds amazing.
And so you kind of you have your cake and eat it too. But the conversation that the fandom is having without winking and looking at the audience, and that didn't feel necessarily that risky. And I may have been fired, not just because they seemed to like the premise. It was just the writing was really hard. It was slow, like the tone, getting it right, where it was inside of the canon, what its relationship was to episode 9. Is it starting a new trilogy? Is it like all of those things? They're so massive. They're so big. It's like to say this thing, it's the old sort of like tanker equation, which is you turn the wheel and it takes 5 minutes before it turns a little bit like this. And so I think that idea of we're looking for the center of Star Wars. And when episode 7 came out, we all knew what it was. It was Rey and it was Finn and it was Poe and it was like all these, and then we were migrating back in Luke and Leia and Han and Chewie and all those guys. But we've got the sense that when this new trilogy was over, we were going to be launching with these new characters. And that was the center of Star Wars. The new question is Mando and Grogu the center of Star Wars now?
I think that's what they decided. It was a couple seasons
Mandoverse,
in. When, that once... Filoni and Favreau start building out Boba Fett and Ahsoka and everything is just hinging out of the Mandalorian and Grogu world, then it does become their new center. And I think that's too much to put on the original concept of Mandalorian and Grogu, which is this spare Western adventure sort of story. And all of a sudden we're carrying the burden of the ongoing Skywalker saga and roping in all the threads from the various animated shows and explaining somehow Palpatine returned. They're just they're putting so much on and tiny little Grogu's shoulders.
But you could have made Grogu look like any cute thing, and you could have made Mando's armor look like anything. But one is reminiscent of Boba Fett, and the other one is a direct correlate. He was called Baby Yoda, at least in the vernacular. And so I think that idea of sort of we love these things. A Baby Yoda feels different than the super aged Yoda, and this guy feels different than Boba Fett in terms of his entire vibe. But I think that kind of idea of having a familiar package. I don't want to see a Toy Story movie that doesn't have Buzz and Woody in it. I don't. I would, but I don't want to. Those two characters. It doesn't mean that I don't care about fucking Rex, but I don't care about fucking Rex.
But
he's great.
Rex
Sorry,
is
Wallace.
great. I love Rex.
Props to Wallace Shawn. That's Rex. Right?
Totally fair.
John Ratzenberger, I could do without, but that's politics.
Is the analog then? Is the Buzz and Woody of the Star Wars universe the Skywalker family? Do you have to have the Skywalker family connect to it? Because the miracle of Andor is that it doesn't.
No, you don't.
So you don't. So there isn't a Buzz and Woody that needs to be in a Star Wars property to make it feel like a Star Wars property. Would you agree or disagree?
I would agree. I mean, there's an argument to be made for the fact that Cassian Andor basically is is at the dawn of the rebellion.
Yeah, sure.
And that eventually there's a direct correlation between if Cassian Andor is never born, Luke Skywalker never gets into an X-Wing fighter and destroys the Death Star.
Sure. Yeah.
So the idea that these characters connect in some way and are part of each other's stories, Obi-Wan's promise in A New Hope is this idea that the Force binds us together, all of us, everything, the energy field. And so a Star Wars story, I do think that the Skywalker story right now is still got the gravitational pull of the sun, and everything else is orbiting around it until somebody, Ryan Gosling could in 2 years, we could basically be like, that's where we're going now. That's where it is.
That hunk of junk out of the sky.
And I will say I'm more excited about Starfighter than I am about Mando and Grogu, even though those are characters that I love, and I am genuinely excited because I don't know I don't know what Starfighter is.
Yeah, right.
And also it appears to take place in a timeline where anything could happen and characters could be killed. And I don't know what the state of play is with the First Order or, so that terrain, that's the most exciting terrain post 9.
I agree.
To me, it's still a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. The thing about Star Wars is you can't do period. It's not like the music we were listening to in the 20s or like Mon Mothma's outfit like basically says like, oh, this is clearly droids look like fucking droids, blasters look like blasters, ships look like ships.
Knights of the Old Republic, like some of the much older, earlier ideas.
The origin of the Force and stuff like that. I think that like the idea of something new and unexplored and that sense of wonder and possibility feels very exciting. I think that like to the somehow Palpatine return point and just the First Order and the New Republic and all of it, like it's, I don't know, on the one hand I think the promise of that and the potential of that is not totally dissimilar from like the prequels are uneven. Right, at best. Revenge of the Sith I have always, but you know how I feel about Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones. But like the way that the animated verse and what Filoni did with those shows really fleshed out key character choices and beats in a timeline that helped enhance then our appreciation of the cornerstone films. So I think
I think what it did for Anakin is very important.
For sure. Anakin,
Wars,
Ahsoka, Obi-Wan, all of that. Like even like Dooku and Ventress and characters like that, Grievous. Like I think
Darth
the idea, our guy Maul, I think the idea of saying we want to help everybody better understand how the New Republic blew it and how the First Order rose is intellectually interesting. But like, I think the idea of everything coming back to like Palpatine and cloning is perilous at best. I mean, that's a real quagmire of like fan exhaustion and
I was thinking about that. I was thinking about like
lamentations.
the premise to set this story in the sort of like interregnum between the fall of the Empire and the rise of the First Order is fascinating, but that requires like a political science mind behind the show, which is not what's behind the show. They're making an adventure tale and also trying to explain the cyclical nature of imperial rule. And I'm like, and it really hurts it to be playing out next to Andor, which does have a political science mind behind it.
Totally. And I would say like probably if you polled every Mando viewer, the closest you'd get to consensus is at like a series low point. Well, they would say the Lizzo Jack Black episode, but then next up on the nomination list would be the Pershing Kane.
The Operation Paperclip.
Yeah, Coruscant detour, episode 3 of season 3. It's like, what?
Yeah.
So to try to achieve that through the characters who don't really unlock that possibility in an authentic and like appropriate way is slightly odd. I'm like so in the bag, not only for Grogu and Mando as characters I love, but like, I mean, you know how I feel about Ahsoka. She's one of my favorite Star Wars characters, period. I love Star Wars Rebels. So getting Ezra in the mix, Sabine in the mix, Thrawn was like so thrilling as a possibility. And I'm like, what? This is what we're doing with Sabine? Like, this is just sort of puzzling, right? So I remain very optimistic and hopeful. I'm very invested in Grogu specifically because of what you were saying earlier. I think so much of Star Wars one of the most important franchises in our lives and many people's lives.
Correct.
When you step back from it and you look at it, you're like, why do these characters who I love, these heroes who we put on pedestals, keep making the same mistakes, right? And there's something very human and relatable and interesting about that, of course. And especially watching those cycles play out over time and generations, right? Like Luke making when Ahsoka's like, I can't train him, it's devastating and you want to shake her, but then she can say, I've seen what this does, like to somebody I love, right? So you understand the moment, like Grogu saying, without words, but through his actions and his choices.
Babbling and cooing, yeah.
His babbles and his coos and his grumbles. Let's not forget the grumbles. They're sometimes the cutest of all. Tell me that attachment's bad? Like, fuck you, man. Why? Why is it bad to love someone and like want to live a life with them? I just think it's amazing, you know? So I can't wait to see what they do next. I hope that it's good and fun. I hope that the movie gives us that spirit of like adventure.
It's definitely going to be fun.
I hope so.
It's definitely going to be fun.
I hope it doesn't feel just like...
I bet the farm on fun.
I think it'll be good. I think the trailers have been good.
A hut has some abs.
Okay, but let me...
What more could you ask for?
I'm glad you mentioned...
Rhoda.
Sweet Little Stinky. Because this was actually not the like, wait, did I just think a Budweiser commercial was a Budweiser commercial and then realize it was a Mando trailer? I was fine with that. The one moment where I was like, what's happening here was when they just released the clip. And we basically got the premise, because we've understood the premise kind of in macro, right? We end season 3 with a couple key developments. Dan has adopted Grogu as his son, right? And Grogu has graduated from foundling to apprentice, and the armorer has said, take him on his journeys, just like you did, right? Okay, that's one thing that we end on. The other thing we end on is Din goes to a Delphi base, seeks out Carson Teva, and says, got to be more selective with my bounty hunting assignments now because I've got the little one. The New Republic is a fucking mess. You guys can't control the Outer Rim. You definitely can't hunt down these Imperial remnants. Use me as an independent contractor. So this is like, has held as the premise for this movie, right? Sigourney Weaver's character, Colonel Ward, is, as we can tell from all of the trailers and the marketing and the positioning of the film, basically sending Din and Grogu out on missions to hunt down Imperial remnants. Okay. But then they released, and we knew that Rada the Hutt was in it. We know that the twins from Boba fame are in it, puzzling. We got this like little mini glimpse. We've seen, if you guys, this is where like, if you don't want to hear this, hit fast forward a couple times. We're going to talk about some of the stuff in the little like 1-minute clips they've put out.
I don't think I've seen the clip.
Well, you're about to get spoilers. You're about to get spoilers.
This is exciting.
Colonel Ward is like, the Hutt twins have information on where Colonel Coin is. We don't know. Is that one of the members of the Shadow Council who we saw in Mando season 3, episode 7, presumably, right?
I believe it is, yeah.
You're going to go to Nal Hutta. You're going to meet with the twins. And in exchange, they're going to give us this information so you can hunt down this Imperial remnant. And in exchange for that, you need to go rescue Rada the Hutt, who is being held against his will by a competing syndicate in the gladiatorial rings. Mm-hmm. Go rescue Rada is literally the plot of a previous Star Wars movie. That's the plot of the 2008 movie Clone Wars. That makes me nervous. Like, that does feel like a little bit like Filoni running it back in a bad way. So that said, maybe that's just like one scene. The other scene that they released was the twins taking Den's helmet. They're like, we're shaming
They're
you.
Like, don't worry, Pedro Pascal was on set for this. We
Exactly.
promise.
We're going to show you his beautiful face. It was definitely him. They take the helmet. Beskar.
Oh, and he's like, nah, I got to kill you.
Well,
Is he?
Well,
Yeah.
and they threaten Grogu, right? They're like, first you, then him. We're going to shame. So obviously this plot has, this arrangement with the Hutts, stop me if you've heard this before, it didn't go exactly according to plan.
What?
Is this just like one of a few scenarios that Din is in as he's out hunting Imperial remnants? Or is this actually the engine of the plot? I don't know, but I was like, they've actually already done that before. Like Anakin and Ahsoka going to save Rada is the plot of a prior Star Wars movie. I find that a little odd. Still very excited for the film.
But even, yeah, this is not going to be Rogue One. We all know that it's not going to be Rogue One. But even Rogue One is like, we got to go do a thing. We got to go do another thing. Now we're going to do another thing. And like, and the way that it plays is arguably episodic, as Star Wars does this well. Now we're in the asteroids. Now you're on Dagobah. Now we're in Cloud City. Like, but there's something sort of pulling us through.
Yes.
And I I do get the sense, and I haven't seen these clips, but it feels like that's all got to be from like the first 20 minutes of the
and then
movie.
we're past it.
This is like we're watching that's like, I don't know if we're getting like a James Bond opening, whether they're mid-mission or whatever, before they hang with Sigourney and sort of get like, but I again, it's not our job to predict here, but it's like, they're going to be told that it's thing one.
Yeah.
It's not going to be an episode of the Clone Wars. Yeah. They're going to be betrayed.
Yes.
That, I don't know.
And then what?
And then things are completely and totally off the rails. And then we're in the movie.
We've seen
and then
Grogu with the
Damon
Anzellans.
says bringing Cara Dune. His most anticipated element of this movie.
We know Zeb is here.
I just want her to tell us what she thinks about the First Order.
Yeah.
I want.
Do they have Twitter in a galaxy far, far away?
I think we should build a space wall.
How long do you think they're going to be separated for? Because a lot of the trailer is like Grogu with the Anzellans, very cute. We love it. The namesake of our listeners, the Bad Babies. We see Din separate from Grogu quite a bit.
This is such a reversal of our usual. I've been kind of mostly avoiding
the trailers,
knowing anything, and you're like, no, there's nothing wrong. It's just I'm usually the one
up every second.
I'm usually the one who's like analyzing.
I go freeze frame in the trailers. You know that.
No, I know. But
I've not read any leaks. I don't know anything other than what they have put on. I know Star Wars YouTube channel and Instagram. My only sources of truth.
I'm not accusing you of having done anything. It's just sort of like I've been intentionally not overthinking this. I guess is my copium for this.
Well, let me ask you to go back into the past then, instead of prognosticating.
Okay.
What episode of The Mandalorian or the Book of Boba Fett should you choose? Is most emblematic of like what this fictional universe, this slice of it, right? The Mandoverse.
Yeah.
The Mandalorian and Grogu, like what this show, this version of it does.
I want to know Damon's answer.
This was so easy for me.
Well, it's either the season premiere of season 2.
That's my answer.
Cobb Vanth Hive.
That's my answer.
Which is my hard lean, or
it's a great one.
Or it's the 3rd episode of season 1, which is really, which is when he gives at the time the child over to Werner Herzog,
the client,
and Werner does his whole sort of spiel of like our business is done, his bear talk, and then he goes and hangs with and grows a moral spine, and then comes back and that's the first real sort of like emotional launch of the show. So I feel like that's when he came back. That's when the first like sort of I do like the emotion, and it becomes this isn't to say that I didn't feel huge emotion in the season 2 finale for the rescue and Luke's arrival and the excitement of seeing the green lightsaber and all all that stuff. But I do feel like that moment is reliant. It's not a trick. It's not a gimmick. I think there was hope that it would happen as soon as Grogu is in his column of sendiness and calling out to all. We're like, well, I know. Last I heard, there aren't that many Jedi floating around. Like, and so we all wanted it, and then we got what we wanted. But I think like in terms of sheer like, I care about these guys now. I'm following them anywhere. Season 1, Ep 3, but season 2 opener, I was just like, season 2 premieres are really, really hard because they need to say you're still in the same show, but we can do this too. And I sort of just loved the way that story was told. And Timmy, come on.
I mean it's just unbelievable.
How good does he look?
This was easy for
Fantastic.
me. Not just because of my
CV.
Cobb Vanth countdown.
Cobb Vanth thing. But Cobb Vanth is emblematic of something like really important that they accomplished, which is he had appeared in writing before, but they created, as they did with Din Djarin and with Grogu, a whole cloth character that we're excited about. It's not just me with the Cobb Vanth countdown. There were people asking Favreau recently, is like, when's Cobb Vanth coming back? Where's Cobb Vanth? Like, he's so impossibly cool and wonderful in that episode.
We're going to get him.
Looks great.
Yes.
We're definitely going to get him.
I dare not hope. I'm too scared.
We're getting him. Oh God, that's on my bingo card.
Oh my God.
But he's in the Boba armor. So like the way that they teased it, right?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, they're going to give us Boba Fett. And they don't. They give us something way better than Boba Fett, which is a new character and expanding the world, making the world feel bigger. And then you get the Krayt Dragon spectacle. Yeah. It looks I rewatched it.
Yeah,
it looks
it's
amazing.
Yeah.
So in terms of that like big spectacle, shock and awe and feels inside of something, I was like, this episode is everything. Because when you asked this question, my instinct was the Marshall, and I was like, Joanna, are you going to embarrass yourself because it's just about Cobb Vanth? And then I rewatched it, I was like, no.
It's about following your heart.
This episode slaps because it does exactly what I want the Mandalorian to do, which is make the world feel bigger. And sometimes it makes the world feel smaller. And I just want this whole galaxy to feel massive.
And give us a person, because this is what we're all really talking about, is like, what do we want a Star Wars movie to do? Give us people to care about and like and want to follow and who are interesting and have dark and complicated pasts and we'll go anywhere with them. Like, just give us that. That's all we want.
Yeah. Plus John Leguizamo's here.
And also have them be Timothy Oliphant looking really hot, as he says, around here, I'm the one tells folks what to do.
Oh,
elite.
More importantly, when Din Djarin's like, take it off or I'll take it off you. So and then
spawned a million fanfics.
And then Cobb Vanth's like, you're going to do that in front of your child?
He's seen worse. It's
a very important episode of television.
And then Grogu like hops into the little pot.
It's getting hot in here.
Great stuff. Always.
Wow.
Always.
Just
House of Art contains adult content.
This is important. What's your answer?
I think we're being very on brand, so this won't surprise you either. You know what I'm going to pick. I'm picking season 2, episode 5, The Jedi, which I just love.
Of course.
And was like...
Great duel.
Oh, yeah, it has the action.
First live action.
Also, even just seeing Corvus and like, with Morgan Elspeth and what's happening there, like that really undeniable reminder that like the Empire is gone. That's horseshit. Like, look at the rot and the plight across the galaxy and like, what is the New Republic doing about it? So to the like, are they contextualizing the state of play effectively? Like, that was a good example of doing that really well. The action was sick, right? Like, when Ahsoka's dual blades fired up in live action for the first time, I just was like really happy about it. Then we get the Beskar spear duel. But I think much more so than that, it's about like, again, like the ability to incorporate other characters and stitch together this tapestry in a way that feels appropriate for what this story is and is supposed to be, which I think really like we really lost our way with. This is the way, but we lost our way in season 3. But here, when Ahsoka's here, it made sense because she unlocked something for us and for Din and for Grogu, right? And those couple of scenes with Ahsoka and Grogu, I honestly just thought were like incredibly impactful. And then you have these moments like Ahsoka's there and that's a cool thing and people are hyped if they care about Ahsoka. But it's never about Ahsoka more than it's about Grogu and Din and their bond. Even when she's like, I can't train him. You bring in Anakin, you bring in her history and her trauma. If you're a Rebel's head, you're thinking about Malachor and Twilight of the Apprentice, but never more than you're thinking about the fact that Grogu
Michael Biehn
took Michael Biehn.
Is that a Deb Chow episode, that one? Do you know who
no,
directed
that's
it?
just a double Filoni. It's directed and written by Filoni, which makes sense because it's the Ahsoka live action debut.
Say, like, that episode feels very Dave, which means it feels very George. Yes. And I think George is, here we are this deep in the conversation, but it's sort of like George has become sort of a lightning rod for the thing that we're talking about fucking 50 years, 49 years after it came out. And also he ruined it. And but I think that, we don't give him his flowers as often as we should. And it's like when Star Wars is touching George, it's also touching Kurosawa. And like that episode is like, it feels Japanese.
It does.
Absolutely.
The fog.
And it feels like a Western. And it feels like all the things that he put in the blender and made something new out of. That is a good fucking smoothie.
Yes. And so it felt like we were expanding the world while rooting and anchoring in the characters we care about. Grogu's used the Force with Ahsoka, fuck no. But like Din and the little ball, the bauble from the ship he does, like, I just thought it was lovely, and I hope that they can. All the adventure and action in the film is still rooted in.
Not bad for a backdoor pilot.
Honestly, it looks great. I think all of the episodes we picked look great, and there are times when you were watching The Mandalorian where you were like, I cannot believe television looks like this. It's extraordinary, and then I think they lost the plot on that a bit in season 3. And I don't know that I've seen that yet in the trailers, but I'm hoping to recapture some of that artistry. Your episode, the crate dragon sequence, there's artistry to it. And they end the episodes with those storyboards, and they're just sort of like, we envisioned these and we painted these and then we executed it. And that feeling I want to recapture.
Yes, I'm glad you mentioned that. That like, I don't know, it's such a great way to just say to your audience, like, we couldn't wait to bring this to life.
Yeah.
And like, isn't that what making Star Wars is about? It's so cool. What about a moment? Specific moment from the past, from Mando past, or the Book of Boba Fett, episodes 5, 6, or 7, that feel like they most capture. Maybe it's from the same episode you already picked, but maybe it's a different moment that feels like this is the thing that I need to be in this movie. This is the thing that makes these characters special.
Yeah, look, it is completely and totally manipulative in all the ways, but when he takes his helmet off.
How can it not be this?
That's my pick.
For IG, like, it's great. I mean, you're
you're picking the first one.
Yeah, I'm picking the first
one.
one.
We were picking
season
2.
You're picking Grogu.
But this is great because we both picked a finale moment where he removes the helmet and so there's a key character beat happening.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Right.
Okay, tell us.
That's the first one.
Yes.
And
you're picking the first one.
And he's got an end around because it's a droid.
Yeah.
And he's like really fucked up, and you know that he's going to be okay.
Yeah.
But it's like, obviously Pedro is one of our great actors, and voice acting is acting. But I think we're all acutely aware that it's not always him, if at all him ever, in that armor. And so that like the performance that you're getting in that 3.5 minutes, 4 minutes, really is deeply impactful. And again, the show doesn't have to do that. And the fact that we care about this character independently of Grogu, right? It's sort of like they are buddy cops, but at the same time, he's got a lot going on himself long before this adventure with this, small alien kid like sort of came along. And so I don't know. And I love Taika and all that, like
that was a great.
That was great.
It's a great,
really good pick.
It's a really good moment, and especially because we didn't know watching season 1, A, we didn't realize yet that like Pedro was not there on set, and B, that he was like never going to be taking the helmet off. So then he finally did, and you're like, oh my God, Pedro Pascal is here. And in season 2, for him to do it for Grogu,
oh my God,
kills
me.
And especially inside of a moment where like you guys love the Luke arrival, and I think that's great. It's not for me, but inside of a moment where I was like frustrated by that, it emotionally broke me to see Din Djarin take his helmet off for his kid so that he could see his face and say goodbye. That is very powerful.
Was it just the execution, or was it that it was Luke?
I just have a weird thing around like digitally resurrecting.
That's
things.
reasonable.
Yeah.
That's a good thing to have a weird thing about.
It just creeps me out.
That's my pick as well. And I was hyped that Luke was there.
If they had cast Sebastian Stan or someone like that to play,
I mean, that would have been great. It went so well when they cast someone else to play Han Solo.
Alden innocent.
Everyone was fine
with
it.
Innocent.
Everyone was fine with it. Hashtag
Not
make Solo 2 happen.
Alden's fault.
Yes.
Luke being there was very fun, but like Luke being there, Gideon, Bo-Katan, the transference of the Darksaber, Bo's heart, the Dark Troopers, none of it matters.
No. R2 matters.
They're saying goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
It's this moment of farewell and a moment of choice, right? You have to choose to go with him. And that hug, that embrace, he's so little in his hands, and Grogu reaching for the helmet, and like he just wants to see his face. And then Din, who, we're at that point 2 seasons into like deeply entrenched canon about the creed and what it means to show his face, and the times that he has done that either out of like mortal peril and some loophole about it's a droid, not an organic, or, like needing to get the location of the light cruiser. It's always for Grogu, to get to Grogu, and to let Grogu see him. And then the way he reaches up, it's just one of those things like I don't know how many times I've rewatched that, but I will never rewatch it without sobbing like a baby.
And because they withheld Pedro's face from us so often, those moments are so impactful. But also, I just think it's a fascinating choice to cast one of our great actors and not let him...
Well, don't worry. They're having those Hutts take his helmet right away.
In the trailer. I was quite excited about that.
Right away.
Broad percentage.
Yeah.
How much face
I think like 75% of the movie. Yeah. I think they're taking that helmet immediately. He's going to get the mission from Ward. Maybe there's another mission I like what you're saying, that we open mid-mission. Then he goes back to Adelphi base, gets a new mission from Ward. She's got the deck of cards that you can see, right? Like giving him, okay, find this world or this world. Then he goes to Nal Hutta. The Hutts separate him and Grogu. They take the helmet, trying to get back to Grogu, trying to hunt Imperial remnants. He doesn't have the helmet the rest of the way.
Okay. So it's sort of like Tony Stark rules, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like we're going to get a lot more RDJ than we are Iron Man. Okay.
I mean, he's still got all of the
I say 50.
weapons.
I say 50-50.
I think 50-50 is closer. Do you think even if they take his helmet, he's not going to go find a bin and just put it on his head?
Like a trash can?
Yeah.
Maybe he will, like popcorn
I think
bucket.
that there's also just the pragmatic
Another
reality.
merch. It's all about merch.
Guys, don't forget that Pedro Pascal made 9 other movies.
Yeah,
that's true.
While he was shooting this,
It took him a long time to make Eddington, so you know,
just to make the
Quite like
boards.
that,
yeah, exactly.
What else
He's
have
like,
we
I
not
gotta
talked
go do
about
Materialists.
about this movie?
I think we did.
I think
we
we did it all.
Yeah,
we did it all. Let's get to our
Let's
mini
give the people
draft.
what they want.
Duos, Star Wars duos. Okay, so in honor of Daddy Din, Sweet Baby Grogu, a cherished duo, we are celebrating duos across Star Wars. And here are the categories. There are 5 of them. Master and Apprentice, Allies, Enemies, Love Interests, and Wild Card. Wild Card can be a second pick for one of the other categories or something that didn't quite fit under one of those categories. It can be anything you want. This will be Snake Draft. Carlos, I was going to say that he's going to reveal the order in real time, but we already saw it.
Yeah.
Damon has the first pick. I have the last pick.
Yep.
Oh, that doesn't seem fair.
No,
Typical.
I mean he picked it randomly, but it was revealed
So
to
he
us.
says.
Yeah.
So he says. So we're going Snake Draft, which means Damon will pick first, Joe second, I will pick third, and then pick again on the snake. And Damon, you'll make your second and third picks back to back, etc. Rules: you can select duos from any type of content. It can be a duo from a movie, from a show, from a comic, from a video game, from the animated verse. Oh, what do you think? Should Legends be allowed? What do you think?
Why not?
You want to get some Mara Jade in there? Sure.
Yes.
As if Luke is still going to be on the board, but yes.
Well, you could do that early in Love Interest, and then Luke would be off the board for everyone else.
Oh my God.
Because that's another rule, right? So you could pick duos, like there's going to be some, as is often the case in a draft, cross-pollination across categories.
But as soon as a character is played
in a duo, in a category,
they're gone.
Gone. So, for example, what's a good example without blowing what like we might want to do?
You can just do Luke and Mara Jade.
Okay, so if you took Luke and Mara Jade as love interest, then we could not, any of us, take any other duo that Luke is a part of.
Or Mara Jade.
Crucially, or Mara Jade.
Sure.
Also off the board.
Damn it.
So, maybe that's part of the strategy, right? Not only what do you want, but like who do you want to deprive your fellow drafters of? But maybe this is just a chill, fun time with friends and we're not thinking that way.
Yeah.
He looks like he's ready to kill. Look at this.
It's brutal.
Assassin droid energy from Damon right here.
Am I getting the first pick because I'm the guest, or was there...
No, I genuinely believe that Carlos picked it randomly. It's just we happened to see it before it was revealed.
So he says.
So guys, look, there are fun picks to be made. There are off-the-charts picks, but if I'm going to win, I have to start with a banger, because if you get the first pick, you got to, you got to take LeBron.
I mean, yeah.
And so in the category of Master and Apprentice, I'm taking Yoda and Luke.
Oh.
Wow, that's not what I thought you were going to say. Interesting. Okay.
Come on, that's the quintessential.
This is fascinating already.
There are other Masters and Apprentices who work together for years and years and years and formed intense bonds. We know who they are.
Yep.
But Yoda and Luke, it's like 3 days, baby. Like 3 very intense days of training that had tremendous impact. And we're talking about Grogu.
Yeah. I mean, not only is it a good pick in a vacuum, you've taken Luke off the board.
And
so
Yoda.
like that's
and Yoda.
And I mean, I have some notes from Yoda. Stop meditating, track the rise of the Sith. But like, yes,
it's
and
really
Yoda.
Limit your other Master and Apprentice picks. I know who you're going to pick, I didn't want to jam you. I know. Oh my God! If I know anything about anyone in this world,
we'll see.
There's no fucking way you're not picking them.
I mean, who knows who will be available for me, and who knows what I'll do. Joanna's up next. I really want you to be like purely you here. I really want you to be purely
but
you
also
here.
I want to win. So I can't be myself.
Damn it.
But I don't think I'm jamming you up, Mallory Rubin. I'm gonna in love interests. I'm picking Han and Leia.
Damn it.
Oh, tasty. It's good.
I mean,
they're the quintessential.
Luke, Leia, Han, Yoda off the board.
Very high on my draft
Your very
board.
favorite is still on the board.
It's
I'm
good.
just saying.
It's good. It's a great love interest.
It had to be Han.
Yeah.
I think that Han and Leia obviously had to be taken very high in the draft. I think these are both great picks. I also think that like one of the scandals coming out of the recent big picture Star Wars draft is that Chewie was not selected. So I think Han and Chewie would have been a great pick under allies.
They're on my allies list, but
now they can't be selected. Now they can't be selected.
They're on my long list.
Okay. This is really already quite hard because there are so many good choices.
But also we just obliterated so many things.
No, that's okay. I have a
way.
lot of my top picks here still, but like, oh my God, do I wanna? There's so many different things here that I'm excited about. Okay, so in the first round, I will also be taking a Master and Apprentice.
Yeah.
But I don't actually think I'm going to do what you guys think I'm going to do.
Oh my God, you're definitely going to do it.
She has back-to-back choices, so she doesn't have to worry
I'm
about
writing it down and I'm showing it to Joe. There's no way you don't do this.
Okay, and Master and Apprentice.
Oh, that's not actually was not my guess.
Oh.
Interesting.
But maybe he's right.
Oh my God.
Maybe he knows you better than I know you.
Okay, you did Han and Leia in Love Interest. Damon did Yoda and Luke. In Master and Apprentice, I am taking two of the most important fictional characters in my life, Obi-Wan and Anakin.
That was my guess. I win. Oh, look at the elbow.
Oh no, look at the
elbow.
What did you
I had Anakin and Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Obviously that's like my heart, but I'm trying to win the draft.
I knew you wanted to take Obi-Wan off the board.
Well, here's the thing,
Obi-Wan
is,
and Anakin, yeah.
Basically ranked on my board 1A, 1B, 1C in Master and Apprentice. Palpatine and Anakin, Obi-Wan and Anakin and Ahsoka. I can't not take Obi-Wan and Anakin if they're here. Okay. I think I'm going to surprise you guys with what I do next. I think you guys are going to really like the pick. Is it a little surprising to do it here? I don't care. I think this is an Andor hive, and I am taking as my enemies Cyril and Cassian.
Great.
Damn it.
Really good.
I had Cyril and Dedra in my love interest.
Me too. That was the toss-up.
Cyril and Dedra are also my love interest.
I was doing something with Cyril here, and it was either going to be Cassian and enemies, but I have.
And you took Cassian.
I have other things I'm
I had Cassian
much happier to do later
allies.
in love interest. So I really wanted to get an elite enemy duo. Feels pretty important, I think, in this draft.
Have a bid I'm going to make for the Andor hive.
Okay.
Will you accept Luthen and Clea?
For Master and Apprentice?
For Master and Apprentice.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Just because they're not Jedis.
Yeah, great. Of
You
course.
have-
Just making sure we're not being...
I think it's a textbook Master and Apprentice. And
I think
like
that
it.
is...
I like that Luthen's on the board.
Me too. I had Luthen in many different spots here, so I'm thrilled that Luthen has been taken. Let's see. Damon, you are on the turn here, so you're making your second and third pick back to back, and you could vamp in between for as long as you need.
Okay. This is tricky because some of my options have been eliminated, which is reasonable.
Yeah, but you can nerd out. This is House of Art. You can go with deep cuts. You can go with something from like a comic run from a video game.
Well, I will
do anything.
I will just say,
But he also wants to win. Don't encourage the deep cuts, Mallory.
I didn't know
Diabolical.
I didn't know where I was going to be in the draft, and so I doubled Luke in multiple arenas, even though I took him myself. But the pick that I was most proud of was Luke and Leia in Love Interest from Splinter in the Mind's Eye.
I had it too.
Which is the deep,
Very good.
It's just hot. So,
oh God, great stuff.
But now gone, and so I think. For enemies, I'm going to take Krennic and Jyn Orso. Because we need to get some ladies on the board.
This is a great pick. You
He's
love Rogue
a
One.
phenomenal bad guy.
Great villain. Yeah.
And he's survives all of Andor. And so Cassian can't take him down on his own.
Yep.
And I don't think Jyn gets her flowers.
Love it.
And this motherfucker killed her mom.
Yeah.
And made her dad build a Death Star.
And looks amazing in capes.
Yeah.
How dare he?
I know. He does look great in a cape.
Krennic. What a great name.
Krennic is great.
How many rebels give their lives for the cause.
Yep.
Only the ones that Tony Gilroy writes. So Krennic and Jyn, enemies.
Okay, great pick. So you have Yoda and Luke as your master and apprentice. You have Krennic and Jyn as an enemy. Damon, we've both taken an enemy. Joe has taken a love interest.
Oh, and now I go again?
Yeah, you got another.
Wow.
The power of the turn.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I wonder who will be available when it gets back to me. Oh, boy. Oh, wait, I didn't cross out all of these characters who are no longer eligible. Okay. Oh, I feel like I'm excited for Joe to do a thing that... Oh, no. Okay.
I can't.
Yeah. Well, you could actually.
All right, I'm going to do my allies pick.
Okay.
And I'm going to stick in Rogue One. It's just too good.
Do it.
I'm going to do Sheridan Days.
Yeah, great pick.
Sheridan Days.
Also could
They're
have
great
been love
allies.
interest.
Great guys.
All right, Sheridan Bays.
I am one with the Force, and the Force is with me. I am one with the Force, and the Force
I
is
just
with me.
like it when lovers die together.
Yeah.
They could have been love interests.
They could have been love
I know.
interests.
No question.
I know.
I
You
should
could have argued.
Definitely.
But
Do you think we'll die together?
I hope not.
Okay.
Well,
Who
maybe
do you
I-
want to live longer
Yeah,
and be
which one
deprived of the
us
other
lives longer?
person's
Yeah.
nurturing presence? I'm going to die first for sure.
I feel like I
Only one of us today hit up the Ringerverse group chat and said, who will eat the entire Burger King Grogu menu with me? And it was me.
don't take this the wrong way, but I want Joe to die 90 seconds before you.
Okay.
Because I want
you know I can't survive without her.
'Cause I-
She'd be okay.
But I think the anguish, I think we get a lot more out of you if Joe
Yeah,
goes first than the other way around.
That's true. You're
And
right.
so
You're right.
I'm a storyteller.
It's a
and I
better
got-
emotional show.
I don't
Imagine
want-
the TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Incredible. I love it.
The fun thing about these pairings is like
This is fun.
as these characters move through time, sometimes they shift categories, right?
No question.
I could have had these two in Master and Apprentice. I could have had them in Allies, but I'm putting them in enemies, and it is Palpatine and Darth Maul.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm
Wait, but Palpatine and Darth Maul are enemies of each other?
Maul certainly would say so. I think
Yeah,
Palpatine's
that's
in real
true.
Don Draper, like, I don't think about you at all
Yeah.
territory with Maul, you know, honestly. And Maul
what
is
the money is
Ginsburg, which
for.
is
Yeah.
tough,
Yeah.
but like,
Mhm.
I
Not
think
great, Bob.
Maul's resentment, not great, Bob. Maul's resentment is the
God.
defining aspect of his
Matt
life
Weiner
from that
needs to
point
write a Star
forward.
Wars movie.
I would watch
It's
it
just-
so quickly.
Oh my God,
It's
that
just the
would
office
be
building
amazing.
that they all work
Yeah,
at.
that would be great.
Tony Gilroy already did that, though. It's pretty great.
I thought that in the first round you might do Obi-Wan and Maul as your enemies, but then you didn't, and I was able to take Obi-Wan, so thank you.
I thought about it, but Han and Leia were on the board.
I
and
know,
I
it's
couldn't
tough
let
to
you
not
have
take them.
them.
It's tough to not take them. So you took Palpy and Maul as enemies. Great stuff. What a way to honor Sam
Sam
Witwer
Witwer,
during Friend of the Pod month.
yeah.
So it's back to me on the turn. I have 2 picks in a row. Let's see. So I've taken my Master and Apprentice and my enemies. So I have allies, love interest, and wild card. I am going to take, you know what? I'm going to do my wild card pick now.
Okay.
Or should I do this in allies?
Don't do
No, I'm
wild
gonna do
card.
it in wild
Don't
card.
do wild card now.
I want to.
Okay.
I want to. I'm gonna, and because I think this
That's an insane thing to do, but I support you.
It's such a short draft. Like everything will be available. It's fine. Okay. I am taking. I'll take them as allies. I'm going to take them as allies, and I will take the reason we have gathered here today. I will take Mando and Grogu,
Yeah.
who have somehow not been selected, even though they're the reason that we're doing this.
No, it's okay.
Mando and
Choose
Grogu, and like I don't listen. We're just here to have fun. Grogu's face is going to be on the Instagram graphic when people are voting on this draft.
So is Harrison Ford's.
Fuck. I might have to vote for you now. Yeah, but I have all those pictures of Harrison Ford
On
my phone.
and my phone too.
That you sent me last night that you took of us shaking hands. Okay, Mando and Grogu, my pick, and allies. And
I was thinking of
then-
taking Mando and Cobb and love interests, but
I mean, some
alas.
remarkable fan art,
really good stuff.
all of which is also in our text history.
Correct.
Okay, so I have love interest and wild card. Okay, I can't do, let's see, so, they've been taken. I am going with, right, could have done Obi-Wan and Satine if I hadn't taken
Mhm.
Obi-Wan elsewhere. That would have been a real me pick. What if I had done that in the first round?
I wouldn't have put it past you.
Obi-Wan and the Duchess. Okay. I'm doing this because I genuinely want to, and I think it's an important reflection of what I love about Star Wars. Sincerely. I want to have an animated pick on here.
Yeah.
And so I am picking Kanan and Hera, one of my favorite couples in Star Wars history.
Can I just tell
the
you?
bond and heart.
I could have written this.
But you know me very well.
That
Two things. You know me very well, and I'm extremely predictable.
That's your love interest?
Love interest. Kanan and Hera. Kanan Jarrus, Harrison. Somewhere over there behind that wall, Jomi is cheering for me, and he's voting for me, even though we haven't even finished the draft. Rebels Hive, rise. Ghost Hive, rise. I feel great right now. I'm thrilled.
There's
absolutely
a lot to feel great about.
That seems super sincere.
Joe's on pause.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Let's see.
She's got it.
Joe.
In Allies, and I'm channeling Mallory here, because I think it's a crime and a sin, and I just am astonished that this is still available to me. How is this even here? In Allies.
You're right. It is annoying when someone does it.
I'm taking R2 and C-3PO.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, they're the alpha and omega of the Allies. They're the first thing we see.
I certainly would have taken them in wildcard to end it if they had still been there. No question. Great pick.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Also would have qualified for love interest.
I mean,
thought about it.
No doubt.
Sometimes enemies.
Yeah. They certainly get fed
as
up
all
with
love
each
interest.
other.
So wait, do I get 2 now?
You do. Then these are your final
and then
picks.
Yeah.
And then you're done. So make it count.
Guys, this is going to be my most controversial pick.
Oh my God.
Is it?
Okay.
Yeah,
Exciting.
it is.
What,
divisive.
What is it?
Well, love interests.
Uh-huh.
I got Kylo and Rey.
Reylo.
I almost not controversial at this table.
I almost picked Reylo with R2-D2 and C-3PO.
Guys.
Yeah. I mean, we support it, obviously.
If he can throw a chair at Lena Dunham, he can do all sorts of... And that's not okay.
Oh, my God.
That's not okay. But the things that he does here are much worse.
Yes.
And I still love me some Kylo. And and this sort of tees up my wild card.
Okay.
Because I'm a sucker for unspoken communication, especially in Star Wars.
Yeah.
So all of this talk that you guys have about what Grogu is able to communicate or not communicate, I feel there's a lot of depth in his level of communication just because he doesn't use words. And so my wild card pick, because this was my favorite, inexplicably my favorite Star Wars action figure as a child, out of Empire, my wild card duo is Lando and Lobot.
I love it.
This is a great
I
one.
love it.
What do we know about Lobot? Not much.
Not enough.
This is
We know he's a cyborg.
Unbelievable.
We know he works for Lando. We believe that he's from Bespin.
Should
Oh
he
my
be
God.
in the
This is
Salacious
so
Crumb
funny.
movie?
We know that he communicates non-verbally.
Yeah.
We know if not for Lobot,
Yeah.
things go much differently at the end of
God.
Empire.
It's true.
Incredible.
We know that his name was probably derived from a very short conversation because he's half man, half robot, and therefore Lobot.
I mean,
But I'm like, someone's going to take Han and Leia, or someone's going to take Han and Chewie. And where does that leave Lando?
I know.
yeah, indeed.
How do we do a duo draft without Lando Calrissian?
I mean, I had on my board, I'll just say Lando and L3 and love interest.
L3.
Okay.
What about Lando?
It works.
Lando
It
and
works.
his cape closet
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Great one.
in love interest.
Yeah, okay. That's good. I love that you guys have a PWB
Always.
fucking Han Solo
Oh yeah.
Always.
story pitch.
He stole Lando's girlfriend and his ship.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Really
but
tough.
I'm going OG Lando.
I
Yeah.
love this.
Billy D.
I love this.
In
I just
Wild
love seeing Lando and Lobot.
It's
Look
an
at
incredible.
that.
Honestly,
It's a really
it
great
really
pick.
brings this whole thing.
Dave, I know that I was fired once. I am available to do
a Lando Lobot
a
spinoff.
3-episode
Oh my
limited
God.
series. 12-minute long episodes.
Sensational.
Live action Lando and Lobot.
This is fantastic. I would watch it.
But with them as old men. Not as youngsters.
Original trilogy
Oh.
and/or animated original trilogy. Finn and Poe. Wild card.
Wow.
Okay.
You are full of surprises.
Why?
I thought you were going to do The Stranger and OSHA.
That's on my list.
Yeah. From
Chimera and
Acolyte.
Ocean? Yeah, that's on my
Chimera.
list.
I love that we got
I love Finn and Poe.
Finn and Poe in there.
Yeah.
They love each other.
I could have put them in
They
love
do.
interest. Or allies or whatever. But Finn and Poe. I love Finn and Poe.
Could have picked Poe with BB-8. Obviously, Finn pairs with
Zori Bliss.
Zori Bliss for sure. Still one of the most puzzling. Use this just magnetic, majestic performer for 90 seconds in your movie.
The pre Pedro Pascal mistake.
Strange.
Don't let Carrie Russell take her helmet off. It's fine.
Man, let's see. Okay.
So you've got basically prequel and/or Mando animated. Well, Rebels, if you prefer.
Yeah, I guess I could have original trilogy too in a way with
Obi-Wan
and Anakin. Okay, so my pick is my wild card.
Rogue One, sequel, Lando Lovan.
Lando Lovan is just really good.
It's really good.
We're skewing a little human here, all of us.
Yeah.
I'm not trying
One of us has R2 and C-3PO on her list.
Half man, half robot. And I have a Yoda. Mm-hmm. And everybody else is a human. It's true. And there is definitely a lean towards the Force sensitive and Jedi adjacent in my list, but that's because I want to win.
Boy, I'm torn on what to do here. So many great duos who haven't been selected.
That's not true.
So many incredibly.
You are at the bottom of the barrel, my friend.
So many.
You got to go super French.
I so admire when you do this.
So many great
it's Rebels
pairs
time.
Here.
Yeah. It's definitely.
Can you out Lobot? Can you out obscure Lobot? Just to finish it out.
All right. Well, because no one else is picking after, I can throw out multiple contenders and workshop this.
I had Marva and B2 on my list.
I am seriously considering that, though I have obviously an Andor pick already with Cyril and Cassian. Mm-hmm. Not that it's bad to double up on Andor, the most
awesome,
possibly like
venerated Star Wars
thing since Empire. I could do Django and Boba as a bit. That would be pretty funny. You know, my son, who's just a clone, I will not be doing that. Could do Boba and Cad Bane. You know, could do Boba and Fennec. Could do Shmi and Lars just to do multiple drafts in a row. Where
just go all in on Shmi.
You could do Cobb Vanth and Cad Bane.
I mean, I could do that.
You could do Cobb and Cad.
You got so excited when that happened. I remember listening to that pod. You about exploded.
Well, I love, we love Cobb. That was an incredible performance and a wonderful rendering. And I love Cad Bane. I did tell you guys I would wear my Cad Bane t-shirt and then forgot, but
you could do Ezra and the Crab Claw.
I do have, and I have a lot of Ezra contestants. I have Ezra and Sabine. I have Ezra and Zeb. I have Ezra and Chopper on the list. I have Ahsoka and Rex. I have all sorts. I have Dooku and Ventress, Dooku and Qui-Gon, Ventress and Quinlan. Vel and Cinta, Zeb and Callus. There are like a lot of character sets I like here, but who will win me the draft?
None of those.
Yeah.
None of those.
Moff Gideon and Bo-Katan I could also pick. They're here. Could do Ahsoka and Sabine.
What about Bib Fortuna and
Wait a minute, guys. Are we going to eat shit for Chewbacca not making another list after your name check? He's got to pair with someone other than Han.
I mean,
what's the name of his wife in the holiday special?
Duo.
He's got a son named Lumpy.
Chewie and Mrs. Chewie.
He's got a son named Lumpy. That much I know.
Oh my God. Because like Han and Chewie are the duo. So that would be, here's what you could do. You could change your love interest to Han and Kira in the first round. And then I could pair Leia and Chewie.
Except I'm going to win.
What do you think?
Why would I
Leia
change my...
walking carpet? Yeah, walking carpet. Real duo stuff. Let's see. Do I go with my heart?
I love that you picked Kylo and Rey.
Yeah. Balin and Shin Hati. Should I do that?
Oh, Shin Hati.
Good stuff. I am going to do Cobb Vanth and Cad Bane in Wild Card.
It's a great one.
That's actually, I think that does help your.
And let's
you got two gunslingers.
And he's rooted in the Mandoverse, so it's appropriate for this moment in time.
You have Obi-Wan and Anakin and Din Djarin and Grogu. Those are great. But I have Han and Leia and Palpatine and Maul and R2 and C-3PO. Feel pretty good about it.
I think this is pretty strong across the board, as it should be in a mini draft. I think there are a lot of compelling pairs here.
I mean, don't I have the 4 most powerful Jedis on the board?
You do have a Force dyad. That's true.
I've got 4. I mean, I've got Yoda and
but
Luke,
is this a draft of how many most powerful Force-sensitive people do you have on your board?
No. What is it?
Here's a question. Who has the fewest picks that people are likely to be like, I just absolutely hated that?
Guys, of all of these picks, putting aside love interest, because when you talk about a duo, you're talking about chemistry.
Yeah.
So that's what we should be solving for here.
Nobody on this board has better chemistry than Cyril and Cassian. Genuinely.
Han and Leia. Han and Leia.
No. Cyril and Cassian.
Joe may be right.
It's Han and Leia.
Although, I think Yoda and Luke have pretty good chemistry.
It's Carrie Fisher and Harrison Ford, young and hot and secretly fucking. It's Han and Leia.
I think Joe may win, but I came in second.
I think that's right. And I think Mallory
We can all agree that you lost.
Maybe. I don't think so. I think I won, genuinely. But if not, that's okay, because I feel great about having characters I love. I took all characters I love and I'm invested in. I did, actually.
I would read.
So did I.
I would read a 10-issue limited comic book series of any of your.
And Damon
happily.
loves Lobot. So
I
think we all voted with our heart.
Lobot is an incredible pick.
Guys,
really just remarkable. Strong.
I needed to get him in there somehow.
Guess what? Star Wars is great.
Yeah.
It is. I think this was wonderful. We'll wrap really quickly with some rapid fire mailbag questions. Okay. From the Bad Babies. We've already kind of covered one of these, which is from Tommaso? Tommaso, do we think?
Tommaso, I think, yeah.
We've already kind of touched on one of these from Tommaso. When will Grogu start speaking and what will his first word be? And like Yoda, will he speak or not? So are we sticking with the predictions?
Let us know it's what's up.
Yeah.
What's
up in this movie?
I think he just says sup.
Oh, sup.
Sup.
With the apostrophe?
I mean.
Yeah.
Implied.
Yeah.
I think he's not going to speak in the movie because they're not ready to commit to it. But if he says a word, it will be Cookie. What about you?
If he speaks, I don't think he'll speak. But if he speaks, I think it will be dad or father or Papa or something like that.
Pining for a daddy.
Father?
Norman, do you think we will get more of Grogu's backstory? Could we see some flashbacks to the prequel era? Do you think it would be fun to Forrest Gump Grogu into all these big moments throughout the prequels?
Oh.
I mean, it already happened that he was,
Yep.
in Order 66
He's
flashback.
one of the younglings. Yeah.
Yes.
I think we need there needs to be a data point about his backstory. Someone will recognize him, or there will be some sort of cryptic piece that powers the next level of storytelling sort of towards the end.
Cara Dune is I found some ancient scrolls.
Yeah, exactly.
That I would like to share with you.
Good old ancient scrolls. But we'll get something.
You guys remember when Grogu force choked Cara in season 1?
Cara Dune
that was wild.
Loves ancient scrolls.
You think Grogu's going to end up being evil?
Here's what I think. I think Sigourney Weaver is going to end up being evil.
That feels like
that's my
very
prediction.
fair bet.
Look, I'm not the first person to posit this. I won't be the last. I know that Dave and John have both weighed in on this as something that is relatively uninteresting to them. And that's not I haven't had any private conversations with them about Mando. I never want to be spoiled. I don't know anything, honest to God.
Yeah.
But is there a connection between Grogu and Yoda? Is there a connection? But beyond the fact that they are of the same species.
Right. Like Yoda was fucking up a storm.
The eraser of Yaddle. But I think that the sort of idea of Yoda wasn't always a Jedi. Did he procreate? How do they procreate?
Is it just so you sort of divide and you sort of bloop off a little lump and
no,
that lump becomes
I think
Grogu?
Yoda was getting it wet, man.
Well, wow. let me just say this.
In front of company?
Yeah. Luke shows up. He sees Grogu.
Yeah.
And he doesn't go, hey, you look like Yoda. I mean, they're pretty rare beings.
Yeah, for sure.
So does Luke know something that he's not sharing?
Probably.
because
withholding.
There's not a lot of them.
Yeah.
So I think there's going to be, we need to, the biggest threat to the relationship between Mando and Grogu would be Grogu's true parents.
Yeah. Parents who gave him up to the Jedi who are child snatchers.
Right.
And then Grogu leaves and then later makes a decision to return. And we're like, this feels fresh and new.
But for all we know, these beings that are unnamed species, they could grow like in a space cabbage patch or something.
It's entirely possible.
They may not be, or we're back to the
space cabbage. Oh my God. Imagine a field.
Incredible.
Yeah. And the ears unveil and it's incredible. Just baby Yoda's as far as the eye can see.
Like
Imagine the merchandising.
When gremlins are born.
Oh my God. I mean, the merch possibilities are endless.
Like a real Garbage Pail Kid, like sort of empire.
They have invoked the parents, this idea of like, well, if his parents can't give permission, like what if his parent could give permission? I'll become his parent, right? I'll adopt him. And even when Luke was doing
the next season of Mando is like a Kramer versus Kramer.
One of my favorite movies ever. Child of Divorce.
Space custody battle between Grogu's real parents.
Meryl available.
And Dustin Hoffman will slap her for real.
Her voice definitely is.
I mean, the chocolate chip ice cream scene, Grogu would be ready to run that back in Kramer versus Kramer. As you know, I have some notes on the lack of hand washing after taking a piss in Kramer versus Kramer. Otherwise, wonderful film, nearly no notes. Love it. When Yoda was like kind of like forced.
Wait, what did you just say?
He's always washing. He's going to. He doesn't wash his hands.
Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah, correct.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's troubling.
Yeah,
I mean, not in real life,
like
but in the
Williams, like wandering around the house. She washes her hands. She's
I don't
naked.
know. I'd have to crush some tape to confirm that. We got the Order 66 flashback, triggered by Luke's training and his like, I knew like a being like you. So the connection is there a little bit.
That's uncanny. That Luke.
Yeah, wasn't it good? Wasn't it good?
Wow. I was like, the next time Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
I know he does voice work, but if they just need. If
the feature breaks so they can't like DH his voice.
Wow.
Yeah, not available.
Hold on, do it again.
Or also we can just put you in
may choose only one.
We can put you in a black mock turtleneck and some Chanel boots, and I think you got
ready.
it. Yeah.
The shirt. You got the shirt. I can do it all. What can't I do? That was Din when he sees Grogu.
Sounded different from your Luke.
When Luke is like, it's because Ahsoka's you've taught him well, and Luke's like, it's more like he's remembering. So does Grogu know who his parents are? And this is one of the things that has been repressed. Like, will he remember this at some point, or will someone else make the connection?
That would be an actual flashback. Yeah.
Yeah.
In this movie, though,
we got Keller and Beck as a flashback. Who knows
what's the runtime on this movie again?
2 hours and 12 minutes.
It is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds too long.
I feel we're going to get a data point that's probably not a flashback. And the reason that I say that is if they drop a weird Grogu flashback in the middle of this movie, there are like a lot of people going to see it who are going to be like, what? Like, it's just too inside baseball.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I wouldn't mind it.
I wouldn't mind it either. Speaking of will we mind it or not, our last question today comes from Justin. Do you think they're hiding something big to set up a sequel or maybe the rumored Filoni movie? I'd honestly kill Din in the end. End the movie with a time jump to older Grogu meeting Rey or something.
Whoa.
I just hope there's more to the movie than what they're showing us at face value. Take any part of that you want, but do you think it's possible that Din Djarin dies in this movie?
Only because I don't think Pedro Pascal wants to do this anymore. That's the only reason why I could see it happening.
There have been some lines in the trailers, like the old protect the young and then the young protect the old and the old hands. The kid will live centuries beyond me. I won't always be around to protect him.
And then it's Miggs Mayfield and Grogu.
So basically,
Cara Dune and Grogu.
No.
So basically, but that let's just put on our money hats for a second.
Yep.
They'd be killing the franchise.
I think that you can't do it.
Right? Like that would be the end.
That's why I'm saying the only reason it happens is if Pedro Pascal does not want to do it anymore.
He seems like he's having a great time on the press tour.
It's such a good, easy job.
I think he kind of wants out of the like he got himself into too many franchises and he's trying to like bail out.
And then they're basically like, how about we give you $50 million for 3 days of work?
Fair enough.
And he says,
sign me up.
He's like, but Din Djarin's never taken that helmet off.
Do you know how many Burger King Grogu meals I could buy with $50 million?
He's like, you can AI me. I mean,
man.
He's not dying. No way.
I would be astonished.
They're not.
Astonished.
No.
I'm just saying it's possible.
If he does, Grogu will force heal him back to life.
And by the way, it would be amazing if this somehow hands off to Sean's movie. But I will just say, it is my personal belief, not from any level of personal experience that I may or may not have had, that these things function as silos and they don't touch each other. And it's the opposite of the Marvel idea where, this lives in this silo. And that isn't to say that the animated shows don't become part of the live action canon. But I'm just saying that particularly in terms of the timeline period, and this is the one character you could do it with because he ages.
Right.
There's not going to be some cool post-credit sequence that hands off to Starfighter.
Right.
That would be amazing. I'm not holding my breath. But I'm going to start a rumor that it's happening.
You just did.
My rumor is that the post-credits is Daisy Ridley as Rey and an older Grogu.
So you do think we're going to get a flash forward. But then where is
flash forward
after the sequel?
Yeah.
After the sequel trilogy. Because that's a question they have to answer still is where is Grogu during the events of the sequel trilogy? Where is Grogu when they're fighting the First Order? They've got to answer that at some point. So
it should be where have you been? And then Grogu,
he was like, did you see when I
Grogu goes,
I saw the Purgle?
Grogu goes, what's up?
By the way, if you were right and they kept that secret, they went and shot some cool fucking thing with Daisy and nobody knows, that would be so dope.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
But I don't think they did.
Do you think Thrawn will be in this movie? Stinger or otherwise?
No.
Do you think Moff Gideon will be in this movie?
Yes.
All those clones. Why should we think those were the only
Moff
clones
Gideon
that were
could
destroyed?
be in this movie,
I think yes for Gideon. I'm on the fence about Thrawn. I don't know if they can totally resist a Stinger or something.
I think no for Thrawn because Thrawn did not play and they're trying to figure that out.
They're not giving up on Thrawn. They can't, right?
You can't do one of those Marvel stingers where it's there's Star Fox.
Right.
It has to appeal to the masses.
Yeah.
Maybe they throw a bone to the fans. But it's sort of when they introduced Ahsoka into the Mandoverse, it also felt like a character introduction.
Yeah.
Those of us who were familiar with it were this is dope.
Yeah.
But for those of us, a lot of people, I think, were meeting her for the very first time in Mando.
Yeah.
So they kind of have to do that with characters out. So with Cobb, it's oh, I know that dude. Or Cara Dune, oh, I know who that is, because they're already in the Mando canon. But any characters who, like Thrawn, who haven't been introduced inside Mando, even though there's adjacency because
Ahsoka.
Because of Ahsoka.
Right.
We'll see her.
We'll see Ahsoka. She said the word Thrawn in The Mandalorian. Where's your master? Where's Grand Admiral Thrawn?
Will you hold my hand when Cobb Vanth shows up in this movie?
I will.
Great.
I'll wipe away your tears.
It's not gonna be a cameo. We're going to get 10 minutes.
Do you really think so?
Yes.
I just haven't seen Tim with the appropriate hair and facial hair. And I'm worried.
How often do you check in on him?
Often.
You'd be astonished. You would be astonished.
First off, Cobb can shave.
Well, and
how dare he? He should not.
Maybe it's the other way around. He's in the Bacta tank. When you have a cast and they remove the cast and positive hair growth?
Man Cobb?
Yeah. He could just have long flowing locks, maybe a lush beard.
I think if Cobb Vanth
I love that.
were in a lot of this movie, they would use Cobb Vanth to sell this movie. That's what I think.
Okay. Interesting theory.
I feel as though that is an endorsement for my draft, you saying that.
Nope.
That Cobb Vanth is such a powerful force in Star Wars that you could, quote, sell this movie.
Nope.
On his
they're
shoulders.
selling the movie on Din Djarin and Grogu, which you also have. So that's great.
Okay. But you gotta, if you're doing a movie, you gotta, who are we gonna see if not Cobb?
Well, we're gonna see a bunch of Hutts. We're gonna see Zeb. My dude Zeb is here, so that's exciting. I think Ahsoka seems very likely. Whether the other characters from Ahsoka and Rebels will be there, I don't know. I mean, Zeb is here, Ahsoka's here.
Any other Mandalorians?
Yes. Though, I don't know.
Bo?
God, I feel like that would be...
I think Katie's been pretty salty.
Yeah.
And which leads me to believe she was not asked.
I feel like that's one of the... And again, I love Bo-Katan and I love Katie. That And I love the Mandalore lore.
She's like, guess what? Now
That's
I'm wearing
right.
my helmet.
The helmet.
Yeah.
I do have that helmet. It's anyone
Yeah.
can put it on.
Yep.
I do feel like
Yeah,
the
it's me in here.
the takeaway from season
Now
3
we
is
can do
like,
that. Can you do a...
Katie Sackhoff?
Did you think your dad was the only Mandalorian? So no, I can't.
No.
No. 4 out of 10.
No, I can't.
Stuff.
What do you
it's
hear in
definitely not
Starbucks?
Yeah.
Nothing but the rain.
That was closer.
Yeah. Guys,
Okay, we did it.
We did
What
it.
a treat. When will you come back? Never, next week, somewhere in between?
Anytime. I love these offices. I love the hang.
Yeah.
It's a very comfortable piece of furniture.
Yeah, it is. Who do you prefer,
I really-
us or Chris and Andy?
As I've said to Joe, our entire relationship is conducted with mics in front of us.
That's
true.
right.
And you're one of my dearest friends, which that says something. So anytime. I mean, you invite me, I'm here.
Okay. Love it.
Friend of the pod. Well, now you have the water bottle. So
But I
you're
like
for
talking
real.
about things before they come out.
Yeah, not
because-
after.
Yeah.
The anticipation is the most exciting part.
You
We
got
love
I'm really
to-
jealous.
We love
I'm
to
really
live in the
jealous
hype.
that you guys get to see it, and I want to text you and be like, "How was it?" But then don't tell me because
You
I
don't
don't-
even want like a thumbs up emoji.
yeah, okay.
What about just the emoji with the
But
zipper?
then if I don't get a
on its
thumbs up
mouth?
emoji, then I'll assume the opposite. I really don't want you to tell me anything.
Yeah, this is what happened with Stranger Things. You were
Yeah.
like, "Don't tell me anything about the finale" because
And
you were going to
then-
go see it in the theater.
Yeah, and then
And I was like, "I can't even tell you if I like it," and you said no.
Yeah, I didn't want to know.
Yeah.
I think that's reasonable.
Yeah.
So
It'll-
we won't
don't tell me.
speak to you until you see the movie.
What are the odds? The odds are
Never tell me the odds.
100% that you guys agree on whether the movie is good or not.
Oh.
I think it's unlikely in this
Very
case,
low.
actually.
Very low.
Yeah. One of the more
that you
unlikely.
agree?
Yeah.
It's low that you agree.
On this one, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Mallory's
I'm
gonna like
much
it.
more inclined to like
Mallory's
this than
gonna like
Joe
it more
is.
than I am
Yeah.
gonna like it.
That said, I think I am also more likely to be like really disappointed.
Are there
Because
things that you like
I have
more
a-
than Mallory does?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. Sure.
In Star Wars?
Vampires.
Vampires, yeah. Anyone in a coffin? I think I am more inclined to like this, and I really hope it's good, and I want it to be good. I think there's a chance that I'm
Judith
devastated
Light in the
by
Punisher
it.
special.
Guys,
I'm the one doing the punishing now.
you have my guarantee. No knowledge.
Mhm.
Haven't spoken to anybody who's seen it.
Yeah.
Haven't spoken to anybody about what it is. You have my guarantee it doesn't suck.
Great.
It definitely doesn't suck.
I do want
It's
our bar
gonna-
to be higher than
the
that, though.
bottom, the
Yeah.
bottom of the range is it was good and maybe a little long.
Here's
That's
what-
as bad as it could be.
Here's what I
Yeah.
suspect.
Mhm.
Me, fun time in the movies.
Yeah.
Mallory,
My life has changed.
on a cellular level.
Crying,
Yeah.
weeping, sobbing
And that's
as I
just-
watch
and that's just who we are.
Grogu babble and coo.
Yeah.
I just love Grogu. I really do love him. He's great.
Guys, you do have to make a prediction
Will it
about
be
the
good?
movie. No, something that you think will happen in the movie.
Me
A
saying
plot
Cara Dune
thing?
with Ancient Scrolls is not
Okay.
do it for you.
We'll count it. Yeah.
Do you think Cara Dune will be in this movie?
No, I don't.
Do you?
Yep.
You really do?
Uh-huh.
You think that's why they did the whole
I do.
THR tour?
Oh, boy.
Tough.
Mm.
Tough.
I don't think she was originally in the movie, but I think she is now.
Yeah. Oh man. Prediction. Grogu's going to eat some cookies. We know that for sure, so I don't think that counts.
Take a risk.
There's the
buddy.
great moment at the end of the trailer where he's like, "We'll have more after dinner," and then Grogu nibbles on one anyway.
Channel that Lobot energy.
Yeah.
Channel that Lobot energy. Just really
A
swing for the fences.
prediction.
I'm sending it to you.
Prediction. I mean, I think they're going to I don't know that there are huge surprises in store ultimately. I think they're going to hunt Imperial remnants. We're going to learn a couple things about what Brendel Hux has been up to and more about Project Necromancer.
No.
I do think that I
That would
agree
be
with you.
horrible.
I think that there's a good chance that we find something out about Grogu's homeworld and his history
Like
and
what it's called?
I mean, God, that's up there with are they prepared to have him speak aloud? Are they prepared to name Yoda's species and tell us anything about that? I don't know. What else? Will Luke be in the movie?
Probably.
Yep.
Think Luke will be in the movie?
But the problem is they can't make Luke the big thing at the end because they already did that.
Okay,
in season
I've
2.
got one.
All right.
This is another weak one and a shameful one. But I feel we're setting up ultimately, I think Grogu riding and taming the mythosaur, that's where we're heading ultimately. Season 3, one of the last shots is him looking down into the living waters of Mandalore. But if we think to him taming the Rancor and Book of Boba Fett, or the moment where he sees the Purrgil flying past in hyperspace. Grogu's animal bond feels like something they've really been teasing out as we go. And so I think that force power specifically that he possesses will prove crucial in the plot, especially given what we've seen in the trailers and Favreau saying, like, what I really wanted in the movie, creatures.
Can he control a hut? Does a hut count as a creature?
I think that just gets to like Imperious curse territory. Though, again, is Grogu evil?
Dark side Grogu.
It's not like totally off the table. Again, he was really ready to like force choke.
Straight up choke Cara Dune.
Like on instinct.
He did eat all of that Frog Lady's babies.
Was ready to end Frog Lady's line.
It was like an arm wrestling match or something, right?
And he thought that Cara Dune was hurting Daddy.
Stone cold choked out Gina Carano.
Yeah.
MMA.
Yep.
Wow.
Grogu.
Yeah. I don't know what I have for like an actual prediction. I feel like it's mostly going to be an adventure. How much does it advance the plot of this stretch of the timeline? That's the thing. We know when the First Order rises. We know that Hux is a part of it. We know that Sloane is a part of it. Like, so many of these things are fixed in canon.
What if we find out there was an order before the First Order?
Well, the pre-First Order?
The pre-order.
The pre-order.
Just like your
pre-order.
Lego set.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like your...
like your pre-order. That's real pre-Vizsla language. Favreau would. Pre-order, as in pre-order your Grogu
Vizsla.
merch.
It's kind of like calling World War I before there was a World War II. So they wouldn't call it the pre-order.
That's right. They would just call it the order.
Is the First Order the First Order, or are they like, we are fascists of the First Order? Do you know what I mean? Are they just like complimenting themselves?
Yeah,
or
when do they go from
numbering?
Shadow Council to the next phase of
well,
branding?
if there are two orders that are simultaneously rising, and then Kylo is basically like, we were the First Order. Then they got in there.
Kylo's a real first guy.
He is.
Should be on this podcast.
Needs to be first. I think they'll reconsider.
It ended 40
No,
minutes ago.
all of this is committed to the public record.
People are still listening to this?
They will reforge the Darksaber. There you go.
By the way, whenever
that out there.
whenever I look at House of R and I'm like, 2 hours and 17 minutes. Who has time to listen to that?
Yeah.
Cut to me on the 405. So
there you go.
I will just say, if you've made it this far, wow.
I know. Well, thank you. Thank you for joining us for this incredible
Such
experience.
a pleasure.
What
And
a
thank
genuine
you for the musty
treat.
cup. I love it.
You're welcome. Hope you enjoyed
delicious.
all of those particles, dust and dirt and otherwise.
Musty
Thank you
cup.
to our
Would
squad.
that be a good Star Wars character name, Musty Cup?
Musty cup?
Musty
I don't
cup?
know.
Probably.
Yeah.
We should have gotten you like blue milk, to put in there. Something
Next
on
time.
theme. Next time.
Next time I fully expect it.
Thank you to Damon for joining us for this wonderful experience. Genuinely like a thrill and a treat. Thank you to our team. Carlos Chiriboga.
Yeah, thank you,
Scott
Carlos.
Lee, Arjuna Ramgopowell, Jomi Adeniran, Jacob and CT are both here helping. Everyone was here to help today. Full squad. Thank you to Grogu for inspiring us now and always.
We're skipping Survivor to do this.
Oh my God,
That's
it's on right now.
It's starting soon.
I have
Yeah.
a prediction for that.
Well, let's hear it.
I think that Devon's is going home tonight.
I think it's Devin's answery tonight.
Oh, it's a double.
That's what I think.
Yeah, damn it. I had
probably
Suri,
should be
I had
a
Suri
double.
in my Survivor pool.
They can't let Suri. It's malpractice. I love Suri.
Aubrey's going to win, right?
Aubrey's gonna
No
win.
question.
Yeah.
We picked Aubrey in a pool.
Yeah.
God damn
Aubrey
it.
is definitely getting the winners at it. I think there's no question.
She's so due.
Letting
She's playing a
Suri
great
get
game.
this far is absolute
She's gonna have
malpractice.
to make
Suri
fire to win it,
deserves
though.
to win, but they can't let her get to the end.
She hasn't won any challenges.
No.
Aubrey's going to stealthily sneak in there and win like
Who's sitting with Aubrey at the end? Rizzo? Jonathan?
Joe and Jonathan.
Joe and Jonathan, and no one's going to vote for Joe.
And nobody's going to vote for Jonathan.
They got all the nerds
By the
out,
way,
and all the nerds
I
are
thought
going
they
to
were
vote.
doing a live finale, so they don't know who won.
They are doing
They're gonna- he brought
the
the vase
after
back
show
to
tour.
where
Yeah.
Yes.
He got on the plane.
But it's going to be Aubrey in a route. No one's going to vote for Jonathan.
I believe Aubrey will win.
Yes.
Yeah. I think Jonathan would get a couple votes.
I think Joe's getting no votes.
Joe would not get any votes. No. Sad.
He's the GOAT and not the good kind.
Thank you to Jeff Probst and everyone else at Survivor. We'll see you soon. Bye.